Hello, everybody! Welcome to Forge of E.O.N.S 2, which is a Candela Obscura mini campaign, depending on how hard we twist Emily's arm.
I can twist it very hard. In case
I can too, and I'll do it in March if I don't get like a 3 or 4 or 5 more.
We're both former cooks, so you know we can.
I have already said, maybe before some people got here, that when we do a third one, so...
That is true. That is true.
Like, aha!
So
look, I'm having fun as well. Okay.
Good. We do have the full books now.
Yes.
We're still working on like the intricacies of the system, but we've got like some background knowledge now, and apparently rice is a thing. So, you know, we're gonna go with it. Yeah, it's very rice-based food.
It's the only meal they mentioned in the whole...
I love rice-based food.
Fluffy rice pilaf.
You can put rice in pretty much anything. You could even grind it up into a flour. It's amazing.
That's true.
You could make it into milk.
It's very versatile.
Yes,
delicious.
Extremely.
It's freaking delicious.
So, as you know, we are doing the 12 Days of Tabletop. If you don't know that, well, now you do. And we are raising money for Extra Life. Extra Life is an amazing organization that works across Canada and the US to raise funds for the Children's Miracle Network, critical care funds, as well as, you know, specific equipment that kids need, and sometimes just stuff to help them get between appointments, you know, just stuff to fill time when they're waiting between like chemotherapy appointments or whatever.
It's boring and traumatic.
It is boring and traumatic. And, you know, staring at a wall is difficult. So if you got a couple bucks, it'd be really great if you could donate to our Extra Life campaign. We are, looks like $360-ish away from our $1,500 goal, which is actually our stretch goal. So that's pretty awesome. My mama was the last donator, and she gave us $100.
Thanks,
Yay,
thanks, my mama.
So yeah, if you got a couple bucks, it'd be really great if you could throw it that way. If not, that's totally okay. But if you could share our schedule for our 12 Days of Tabletop, that'd be really awesome. And we would just really appreciate your support. Children's Miracle Network is really close to me personally. I was what was called a Mac kid when I was born. I was very sick. And because of Mac kids, my parents were able to stay close by. And yeah, it was just really, really important for that. So if you got a couple bucks, again, it'd be really great if you could donate. Scheduling wise, tomorrow night at 8:30, we have Missile Foes, which is led by DM Cedar, right up there. It is an Oops All Gerblins. So we are all goblinoid. And it should be chaotic and a little traumatizing, I'm sure, because that's how we do here. Just a little bit. What else do we have? I don't even remember.
So, Dusk Hospital.
Oh yes. Okay. On the 14th, we have Dusk Hospital, which is a Babies and Broadswords game led by babysitter Jason, who actually created Babies and Broadswords. So that's going to be lots of fun. And Friday, Saturday, we've got a 2-shot of Bankar Brouhaha, which is an extension of our mini campaign that was over the summer. Same crew, and it's going to be lots of fun. So it's a 2-shot Friday and Saturday. So tune in for that if you enjoyed the Bankar Brouhaha crew. We don't have Legacy of Fire tomorrow, or this evening, I should say, because we're actually going to go to Jeremy's house because Artemis is right there beside me.
Poke Artemis. Right there. Reach over and poke them. Hi, Artemis.
Hi.
So yeah, we're going to go to DM Jeremy's house in real life. And we're going to eat lasagna and play games. And I'm going to be a bunny. Ooh.
A lasagna and bunny?
Yeah.
That sounds like a great evening to me.
Lasagna sounds very good.
Homemade lasagna.
Is it going to have ricotta in it?
I don't know.
That'll absolutely fuck me up.
Anyway, let's go around the table and introduce our players. If you saw our Forge of E.O.N.S 1, it is the same crew, but if you are new, first of all, fucking rude. It's on YouTube. Go watch it. It was really a lot of fun. And, you know, you should just enjoy our nonsense. But first and foremost, we have our wonderful Lightkeeper, Emily. Who are you? Where can people find you? Also, I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
I'm Emily. I am Corvée on most social medias. I do various things. It never stays the same because I get bored easily, and but I do occasionally like to write adventures and do stuff for that. So that's what this is. You can find me here lots of times. If you're looking for stuff to watch, I'm normally in the Fixies 5 crew, and I run the Bankar Brouhaha stuff when it occasionally appears. And yeah. Hi.
Hi. I don't know why Emily didn't show up because it's in there. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. Next, we have Cedar. Cedar, that one right there.
Hi.
Hi, Cedar. Who are you? Where can we find you? And who are you playing tonight? Or today?
I'm Cedar. And I am at Cedar the Barefoot. All over types of social media, except for Twitter, where I am Barefoot Cedar. Everywhere else, I'm just Barefoot. I'm just Cedar the Barefoot, and I am in fact barefoot, but I don't show my feet on the internet unless I get paid for it. So,
True.
Yeah, that's what I've been told I should do. So I'm following my advisors' advisions, instructions,
Advice. Your
Yeah,
advisor's
that.
advice.
Yeah, my advisors is pretty much anybody who's in this chat right now. So anybody
true.
I talk to on a regular basis. I'm playing Terry. We're saying class, right?
Yeah, you can,
Or
whatever. Like,
I am
I'm-
Terry. Terry is a problem. Terry
That's the class.
can confirm.
Terry is this just imagine a chimney sweep, and I'm not talking about the person, I'm talking about the chimney, like the broom. Imagine a broom. Imagine a chimney sweep broom, and then put a suit on it, like a cruddy little suit on it. That's Terry. Terry is very tall, very willowy, like painfully thin. But and when he they or whatever run, it's like a windmill of limbs. It's just a windmill of limbs. It's very strange to see, but everybody loves Terry. Like, come on, what's not to love about Terry? Things sometimes catch on fire or blow up around Terry, but you know that's neither here nor there.
Only sometimes.
No
Only
comment. No comment.
And they don't believe in magic.
Definitely not recently. Certainly.
Magic is not real. Don't be
No,
absurd.
no, not at all.
No, magic is not real. Don't be absurd.
No, of course not. Chris, who are you? Where can we
Hi.
find you? And who are you playing?
I'm Chris Payne. I write video games for the last 2 or 3 decades. You can find me as Quixotel on the socials, QIXOTL, and I am playing Edgar Fletcher, a scholar professor, thin man, slicked back hair, wears gloves to hide his red-stained fingers, and he's an intellectual with a dark past.
Aren't we all, darling? Rick?
I'm Rick. I'm the main game master for the Hammer of the Gods podcast. I'm also here a lot and write for Even Footing Games, like just kind of wherever people let me be. And I am playing August, who is the weird occultist of the group. Definitely believes in magic.
Nice.
That's me.
Alrighty. Artemis, who are you? Where can we find you? Who are you playing?
I'm Artemis, and currently you can find me in Effie's basement. I'm the social media manager and content coordinator for the Black Tier and whatever else Effie needs me to do. And yeah, I'm playing Tara. She's the Explorer Muscle Mommy, apparently. Somehow I made Group Mom again.
Yes, you did.
To literally no one's surprise.
No.
Somehow.
Just a different kind of group mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm after the DM. I am not DMing today because that's Emily's job. You can find me here on the Vactaire or after the DM across the socials. I'm really bad at social media, so if you need me, probably best to message the Vactaire, and Artemis will tell me to respond to something because they're monitoring it. I'm not, generally speaking. And I am playing Joe Felix, who is your lovely cat burglar for the evening. She is lean, but a little bit of a paunch because she loves food, and apparently rice is the name of the game.
Terry
and-
also loves food.
Yes, but, you know, it's different when you throw it up all the time.
I don't do that.
I had
Yeah,
to
you
put
do.
vomit as a trigger warning on the last game, and I put it
You-
preemptively on
You
this
do
one.
have a very weak stomach.
Oh yes, I do throw up. That's what you're talking about. I thought you. It doesn't mean I don't eat.
It's not. It's not intentional. You just.
Well, maybe if you keep taking me places where there's disgusting things and horrible bodies and blood everywhere, then maybe I wouldn't throw up as much. Speaking of which, I'm starving.
We'll get you some jelly deals and churros later.
Oh,
Yes.
don't worry. There's a meal at the beginning. It's not the pilaf. It's what I made up.
Speaking of trigger warnings, just so you are aware, Forge of E.O.N.S can contain or may contain death, gore, body horror, violence, monsters, psychological trauma, eldritch horror, claustrophobia, environmental hazards, and vomit.
Hopefully, all of the above.
Yes. I've got a weak stomach.
Yeah.
This is a horror game, so be prepared for
I don't know why they keep taking me long.
horror things to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Emily, take us away.
Okay.
You got this. I believe in you.
Last time, yeah. Last time we saw our Circle of the Bone Saw. They had been investigating the strange death of a worker in the steel, and they managed to infiltrate a small, unassuming E.O.N.S building containing artifacts from Old Fair. They had equipment to siphon bleed and a forge for making new items infused with bleed, and faced with the prospect of what that could mean to have a rival organization with agents walking around with bleed weapons, Terry destroyed the forge and magicked their way out of the building unknowingly.
Oh, please. Magicked, please. Give me a break.
With the rest of the circle
Allegedly.
already allegedly, with the rest of the circle already on their way out. Unbeknownst to the group at the time, the heart of the forge, filled with bleed-infused metal, was surging up out of the wreckage of the building as we ended our game. We rejoined the Circle of the Bone Saw a week later, lying low at their chapter house in the aftermath of their destruction, whispers of a glowing molten monster slinking away, echoing in the mind of our group. Let's start by rolling some dice. We're going to do a kind of initiative thing. Everybody roll a d20 and we'll see who gets to go first.
9.
15.
11.
13. Oh, it's intermune.
Yeah. I also rolled a 9.
Okay. Well, then we'll have our 15 go first.
That's
Where
me.
are you in the chapter house and the lighthouse? And what are you doing?
Time of day and the weather?
It's the morning and it's raining. It's been raining for a couple days. It's pretty
Balls.
sloppy outside.
So I spent the first couple days naked sunbathing at the top of the lighthouse. And since it's been raining, I have made a general nuisance of myself to everyone who's here. Anybody who will put up with me for more than 3 minutes, I've just been a nuisance. I've gotten my fingers into everything and everyone that lets me. As of right now, because it's raining outside, I am probably pestering either Edgar or August.
Nice.
Depending on what they're doing. If
Nice.
Edgar's doing something flammable, definitely with Edgar.
Um,
Well, I assumed if it's something flammable, Terry is also there. But I didn't want to speak for your character.
did we have then a couple of 13s?
At a 13.
Go for it.
August has pretty much just been in the library or their like quarters that they've kind of established.
Oh,
Because they're trying to avoid Joe as much as possible. Because they wait, like as soon as they get into a book and like interested in it, that's when Joe shows up. And
That tracks.
yeah, this is all concentration.
Oh, look, are there pretty pictures? Oh, look, that one's naked.
All right. Was there an 11?
That was me.
Ah,
Tara's probably mostly in her room training. She's got one of those like giant Captain America speed bags in there that she beats up on a regular. And yeah, that's probably what she's doing. That and also probably avoiding Joe, except for when Joe shows up, then she makes Joe work out until Joe leaves.
It lasts about a minute.
amazing. All right, and then 2 9s, correct?
Mm.
Where are you folks?
I have a quick query. I vaguely recall picking up one of the bleed guns from the
Yeah.
Galvanica factory at the end of the last session, so I think Edgar probably would have spent the last week examining it in the lab and trying to figure out what the fuck is up with that.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm gonna let you, let's see, do a focus roll. Inspect, analyze, remember. That seems about right. Focus.
Okay, that's a gilded one. Okay. I've got a 3, so no,
Not
can't
sure.
make head or tail.
I will say, I'll give you this. The one thing that you're able to determine more than anything else, just because it would be obvious, is that like you don't think a weapon that does like physical damage and bleed damage that's like infused with this
Mm-hmm.
like magical whatever, you don't think it would be used on creatures or horrors or like whatever version of like demons people would see. You think this would be used on people because that's who it would hurt the most. So they're clearly making weapons for something to do with other human beings. Yeah.
All right. That's pretty grim.
Yeah. And then Terry, where would Terry be?
Terry would have, since coming back, have also sunbathed naked on the roof with Joe. Absolutely. Dipped in and out, never really telling anybody where he's going or when he's going. Just comes and goes.
But do they come back with churros?
Sometimes if they remember not to eat all of them. But he does try. He forgets about the one in his back pocket, and Joe finds it frequently.
Pocket churro.
Pocket churro, yes. Always, every pocket, yes, every pocket. Pocket churros, poke, all kinds of stuff, all kinds of rice-based dishes.
Just like a handful of rice pilaf in the back pocket.
No, not rice. Yeah, the rice pilaf is okay, but it's not.
Terry's pockets have to be so gritty and gross.
They're wax lined.
They're waxed canvas.
Yeah.
Just because it's melted off a little bit in some places doesn't mean anything. Right now, it's raining. I think Terry's forgotten his key again, and he's like scratching at the front door of the lighthouse, and he's all soaking wet like a little puppy.
Okay, yeah. Milton Hayes at some point lets you in. He's not gonna leave you standing out there in the rain.
He literally comes in, stands as a puddle begins to like form beneath him, and pouts.
He'll direct you up to your room and follow behind you with a mop.
I go immediately to find Joe or Tara or somebody to. I go immediately to find out where everybody is.
I think
And
Joe
that's-
is probably in the lab.
Yeah, if Joe's in the lab and Edgar's looking at this bleed gun, then immediately Terry's in all up in that.
So a few of you are in the lab.
Dripping wet.
You've got August in the library, and you could hear Tara in their room just like, you know, like
Not
speed
Oh no,
not-
my
not
ears
sh-
are so full of cotton right now.
Oh, well, yeah. That's fair.
I don't know if Tara's brought home a conquest or if she's working out.
Both.
She tried to get me to work out with her, and it did not go well.
And
Not
Maybe-
even in the fun
maybe-
way.
I was gonna say maybe she was just flirting.
No,
Nah.
muscle
Oh,
brain.
So this is how you spend your morning. Just a bleak rain falling outside, drenching the Briar Green district in a gray, wet light.
Yeah, I immediately walk into the lab and I say, "It's raining,"
Just
and I'm just
soaking wet.
dripping, and like he's
Yeah.
following behind me with a mop. It's
Those
Can't you
bits.
incinerate yourself?
what?
Make with the fire that you leave scorch marks everywhere with. It'll dry you off.
That doesn't.
My
Really?
logic is
Are you-
sound.
Are you under the impression that I can spontaneously combust?
I've seen it.
No, you haven't. That's
Look,
all flash.
the
it's all
first
flash
day
paper.
we were sunbathing, you literally erupted.
It was hot.
And not in the fun way.
It was hot.
You were on fire.
The ozone layer must have become thicker, and the sunlight must have, like, much like a magnifying glass,
You-
and me much like the ant.
You burnt down your sunbathing bed. That's why you were on the
Because
ground.
it caught on fire.
Edgar, help.
You just happen to have like a monocle that was used. It was like resting on the bed next to you, and it just like lasered your.
Yes, I do use a monocle. It was my monocle. I do have a monocle. It was my monocle.
There you go.
I carelessly placed it in such a way that the sunlight would catch it and therefore set the bathing bed on fire.
Have you been rummaging in my flammable chemicals again, Terry?
When?
This week?
You'll have to be more specific.
When we were sunbathing,
I'm
darling.
going to take that as a yes. I'll order some more.
Not before the sunbathing, at least.
The day gets later, and you start smelling roasting meat and vegetables, and something that
joys.
smells like it might have a cheese sauce. And eventually,
Cheese
you hear a bell ring for lunch. Up to this point, you've been mostly getting like sandwiches from Milton. Not a lot of like fancy meals, but as you all gather around down in the dining room, you see roast beef, potatoes, carrots, and onions. There's a dish of fresh salted butter by the roasted vegetables. And you see a silver kind of small lidded cauldron over a little burner, and there are smaller pieces of fresh vegetables, chunks of dark brown bread, and thin slices of ham.
Fondue.
This is a rare specialty from Milton Hay, cheese fondue.
Do you fondue,
Um,
darling?
I'm
What's the occasion?
so excited that steam just starts rising up from my form. And
This
I
is what
immediately
I
start
mean.
and I'm loading up my plate. And then I
Yeah.
just pick up the fondue cauldron and pour some over the top of it, and then I put it back. No reaction whatsoever, and then sit down.
Those
That's not.
those that take the time would also notice there's a buffet table off to the side with a simple cake on it that smells like honey.
Not
It's
anymore.
piled up with white cream on the top.
Not anymore.
It's pretty fancy for a lunch in the lighthouse.
Is there a funeral? Someone died.
What do you
No.
need, Milton?
Don't know what you mean.
Be
Darling.
expecting company.
No.
Oh no, are the big muckety mucks coming to slap us
No,
on the
you're
wrist
only
again?
ones here.
Are you
No,
expecting
no.
me because I'm here now?
Well, I'm always sort of expecting you. You show up at any hour of the day.
I mean, I was only gone for about 4 days.
Yes, we should. Well,
2
okay.
days? What day is it?
It was 4 days and 5.5 hours.
Very nice.
Edgar just has a timer like every time Terry leaves.
Yeah.
If we haven't seen him in
eat.
5 days, we should go look for them.
You've been
We're getting
subsisting
close.
off sandwiches. Sit, have something nice for once.
Well, thank you, Milton.
I'm
Most
giving Milton
appreciated.
the side eye, the sus side eye, but I will avail myself to the fondue.
All right.
And obviously make fun of Terry because he's doing it wrong.
What?
You're supposed to dip it, not dump it.
It's fine. Do what you like. Do what you like.
No, don't
But then-
encourage his nonsense.
But then you can't. It would. You. Then you have to eat it in one bite. Then you have to eat like little bites at the same time, like little tiny bites.
You can make like a skewer and dump the whole thing.
The pot's not
Like
that deep.
a cheesy kebab.
It's not that deep. The cauldron is not that deep.
While everyone else was like discussing with Milton and arguing about food, August like snuck in, made themselves a sandwich out of like the bread and everything, and is just sitting at the table.
Dunk it in
casually.
there.
You make yourself. We have fondue, and you make yourself a sandwich. Like
Yeah.
Love it. I mean, you could. There's
Consistency.
plenty of stuff there. Yeah.
true.
It's got- It's got cheese sauce in it.
There you go.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's just in the sandwich.
Pick up the cauldron again, and I pour some more on what I've got instead of what I've added.
There are spoons, you know. All
The
right.
spoons are too small.
Terry just chugs right out of the pot.
Milton allows you all to settle in and start eating before then, sitting himself at the head of the table. He watches you eat for a few moments, then
It's creepy when you do that.
We already
Yes,
know
well.
you want something. Spit
Do you
it
not-
out, old man.
Do you need some tea? Stop coughing. You need some
It's
tea or
fine.
something?
It's
I'll go make you
fine.
some tea.
Stop. Now that we're all here, I know I said I wanted you to lay low, but something has come up over in Groundswell, and it seems that all the other circles in the area are occupied with all the E.O.N.S nonsense and chasing down whatever that monster was or something. And
What
sadly,
monster?
they're not.
Monster.
Oh,
please.
right. Well, there was some sort of molten creature that came out of the steel, and well, it seems to have. The last it was seen, it was walking into the river.
I mean, obviously that had nothing to do with us.
Surely not.
Totally unrelated.
Sounds like false advertising.
Well,
So why would lava wander into the water? It just become like Giant's Causeway.
Yeah, I mean, Milton, good correlation does not equal causation. We were there, that doesn't mean that we caused this.
We definitely didn't explode a whole building.
And Terry like looks
I
off
had
in the
nothing
middle
to do with
distance for a moment.
that.
and Milton is just like starts rubbing his temples, like.
Back to Giant's Causeway. Has you
He's-
ever been to Giant's Causeway? It's quite nice up there, but I do have some volcanic rocks still stuck lodged in the soles of my feet.
He looks very like yes. He's just like rubbing his temples and trying to like focus back on what he was going to tell you. Look, in an effort to get you back out there and prove yourselves as capable as I know you are, I volunteered you to investigate the site. You'll be leaving after lunch. Take as much time as you like to eat. I'll write out some directions and set them at the table by the door.
Milton,
yeah.
one moment.
What?
What is? Give us a summary here. You're sending us to Groundswell because something strange has been happening.
Yes, well, well, you know, so over there, you would all know it's a place where they commonly perform like little reenactments. They have like a historic village there, and they do like you know, they have the people that like talk to you as if the like lantern you're holding is some like magical wondrous thing or whatever, and
Ugh.
like
Mhm.
you know how like us in real life on Earth, like
Went to
you
a
you,
we
you
went
hold
to
up if you pull out a phone in like a historical village and they go, "What devilry is this? Oh my dear!" You know, people like freak out or whatever. It's that kind of a
Frightfully
thing
boring.
where you have actors and you know people working over there, and it's kind of the Groundswell is where there's a lot of like remaining old fair architecture, and a lot of historical landmarks, and they make use of that as much as possible. They sometimes do like ritual reenactments, what however much they could know about how old rituals actually worked, and that sort of thing. And they
That
have,
sounds like Terry's
festivals over
bag. He would have
there.
done that at some point in his life.
Yeah, yeah. um, it seems like basically he tells you like, well, you know, there's like a festival. There's the town, the village, there they do some of the historical whatever, and then there's like a field behind it, and well, the field seems to have filled up with fog, and it's not moving. It won't leave. They can't do their.
Milton, what
been
continent
raining.
are we on right now? What is
Isn't
Hail.
that sort of par for
what
the
coun-
course, though?
What country are we in right now, Milton?
Hail. I don't know the difference between hail and hail. I don't know the continent. But we're in the nation of hail, yes, I know.
It's wet
Yes.
all the time.
Yes. True.
Fog is a byproduct of wet.
It won't blow away.
If
How
the
very
fog
astute
is
of you,
When
Joe.
the
That was
sun-
actually quite good.
When the sun comes out, it doesn't leave. When a wind blows through, it doesn't. It's just staying there. No one can see anything.
Well, last time we did the Battle of Hastings there years and years ago, it very easily maintains a level of water around your ankles, so I'm not surprised.
I mean, that's true.
It's a bit of a bog, really.
Yes, yes. But anyways, everybody else is busy, so you ought to go and see if there's any actual nonsense going on, or if it's just a trick of the weather.
They're really putting us on
Yeah.
the bench for this one.
Well, I'm just trying to get you back out there, you know. Obviously, like, there's no real leadership. It's just a council of lightkeepers, and I'm trying my best, you know.
Is it because there's minimal chance of collateral damage out in the old fair and ruins?
Nobody died.
Well, I don't know.
August is
about
just
that.
making 50 eyes.
Minimal chance of, I don't know. It
Well, there was
depends on
lost-
what happens there. I mean, I suppose if you blow it up, that's where the most people are, so try
does
not to
everybody-
do that.
Why does everybody assume that we blow things up?
Well, there was that one
You've seen
time.
us.
That was
And
one
that other
time.
time.
How
and
dare you
the
bring
other
that up?
time.
You know,
and
That was
like-
one time.
you
That
remember
was
the
just
White
one other time.
Lotus? Yeah, that was.
It was just a week ago, you know. Just a week ago
A week ago.
that you blew something up.
I didn't do it. You did allegedly.
That
Oh,
you
it was-
allegedly.
There's more reason than that.
Be,
Milton.
beyond, be,
blew
to be
something.
to be terribly honest with you all, I don't remember. I barely remember it.
You also
Mhm.
have blown up our own
Nonetheless.
lab.
Well, that makes more sense. That's not blowing up. That's experimentation. That's cause and effect.
As you're all starting to kind
You
of
learn
argue
more
over
from failures. You learn more from failures than you do successes. Edgar, please. Is that not true?
We've certainly learned a lot recently.
Indeed. Thank you. Well said. And I pick up the cauldron and I pour it down my gullet.
I
As
Oh.
Tara just
No
like
potholders.
grabs it from you and like sets it back down.
It's scorching hot. It is sizzling hot.
It's so hot.
I'm sure some of it's just like all down your face now.
You both get second-degree burns. No,
Not Terry.
cheese burns.
molten cheese.
Oh, come here,
No, I'm
Tara.
not gonna-
I'll wrap that up
I'm
for
not
you.
gonna give you a mark for that, but it's really tempting.
Well, it's Terry. Terry's fine.
Take a body
Milton-
mark for burnt cheese.
Right.
Yeah,
Milton
Tara.
stands up and grabs a skewer. He spears some ham and bread and dips it into the cheese sauce, and then just walks out of the room.
Bye, Milty.
It lets you finish eating.
I knew he wanted
Milk.
something.
Multi. I want chocolate milk.
Honestly, I think it's good to have an opportunity to kind of make up for recent events.
Why do
I
we
mean,
have
if-
to make up for it?
If it wasn't for us, they would never have known.
They wouldn't have known.
Well,
and
yes, but
there's cause and let's go back to the cause and effect. You have what is upstairs is what we have determined is some sort of a bleed gun, used,
Yes.
created with
oh,
created from strange chemicals and whatnot from beyond the veil, trying to start war with our own people by starting a war with whatever's on the other side. Because I'm sure they didn't get that for free.
well, I'm very glad that those are out of commission, at least. But
As far as
Did
I
I
know.
do
could have done it without exploding the building.
I don't. Honestly, I wasn't. I wasn't kidding earlier. I wasn't joking about earlier when I said that I don't really remember it.
Really?
No, I don't. I'm being completely serious right now, Edgar. And that's hard for
It's a
me.
little- It's a little concerning. Do you remember?
It gets a bit fuzzy after I climb through a window, and then all of a sudden, it's bits and pieces, you know, and
You
I'm
did become quite excitable.
There. Well, you know, very excitable, of course. But
You were cackling maniacally, more
I
so
remember
than
that.
usual.
I remember that. It's actually, I do remember a bit of that, but I don't. It gets a little bit fuzzy and smoky and hot and hazy, and then all of a sudden I'm standing on the street, purchasing churros.
Yes. How did you get out?
I don't know.
Magic.
Oh, don't be preposterous, Joe.
I'm not being preposterous. What other solution is there?
Psychosis?
You can't
I-
psychosis yourself out of a burning building.
It's not the first time, Joe, that I have lost time.
That
I
sounds
know.
like a you problem.
Augie, be nice.
It is a me problem, which is why I haven't really mentioned it up until now.
Makes it an us problem, though,
Mm-hmm.
since we work together. So, is there anything you can remember about your blackout?
It happens sometimes in just moments of this past. I'm turning some knobs and whatnot, and things felt really hot, really hot, more hot than usual, and then I was handing over £3 for a bit of a treat.
I'm just gonna take Terry's face and give it a little wiggle. It's okay, darling. We'll
It's
find
not
your
the first
time.
time this happened.
I know.
It's happened a lot.
Like, how often? Do you remember burning down the sunbed?
I didn't burn down the sunbed. I was there the entire time. No, that didn't happen. Literally, my monocle did that.
That answers that question.
I was there. Nothing happened.
I was there too, and I know what I saw.
I know that it burned. I was there, Joe, but I didn't do it. I cannot spontaneously combust. That makes no sense.
I know what I saw.
I'm not the only one who need to get there. But anyway,
I'm not denying that. I probably could use a psychotherapist, but
Honestly, everybody could.
who doesn't?
I am licensed.
Well,
Maybe somebody unbiased.
Terry being the one that's like,
we work a little
I'm-
closely together.
This
for you
is
to-
a bit taboo. Eating where you shit and so on.
Yes.
Ghastly phrase. Why would indeed you do such a thing? Would it eat where you shit? Or shit where you eat? The smell is
Good
bad.
question.
They wouldn't. That's the point.
To get things like dysentery or pink eye.
Mm.
But no, yes. All joking aside, I have been at least ever since I was all dragged into this whole lighthouse affair. It definitely happens quite frequently. I think the first time it happened, there was a horse cart, and then I was eating a sweetie. Don't really remember much about it.
That's strange. It seems like every time you have a memory gap, you have something sweet to follow.
Well,
Snacks.
well, subconscious really would rely if it's some sort of a blood sugar issue, maybe just seeking out a bit of sugar or a bit of something to maybe I'm having glycemic issues.
Maybe you're just grounding yourself.
I don't think hypoglycemia explains this.
Spontaneous combustion.
I do for the last time. I do not spontaneously combust. Magic is not real, and my shirt is on fire.
That at least is explicable.
I move the candle slightly to the left.
Look, let's finish our lunch. Go and investigate a mysterious fog, and see if we can get back into Candela's good graces.
We don't need their
was-
good graces.
Was I
They need
wrong?
us.
Whatever happened, did I do it wrong?
Blowing up the building.
I feel if I did do that, I think it was the right thing to do.
I agree.
It did not stop them, of course, but it sure made it a hell of a lot harder. Whatever.
They lost everything.
Yes,
They did.
and gives us time, and also to let them know that we don't fuck around.
We
If
do
I
find out.
If I allegedly did blow it up,
Do find out though.
well, we're just
So good.
asking for it at that point. Should I bring a bucket? My own bucket, because anytime we end up going out on one of these little, Milton sends us out on one of these little things, inevitably something horrid lays upon
August already has a bucket in hand, holding it in
that
front of
is-
your face.
Point
Oh,
of our
I-
investigations.
Oh, I fucking love you, sir.
I'm going
And I
to.
said "ser" as in S-E-R. It's new.
I'm going down to the pantry and I'm going to find just like a box of like hard candies that are like individually wrapped, and I'm gonna put those in my bag. And just whenever Terry's getting a little crazy, I'm just gonna like pop one in his mouth like Frankenstein's monster.
Amazing. That sounds good.
You cannot placate. You cannot solve every issue that we have, Joe. Every
Just
argument.
put a
that we
Werther's
have.
in his mouth.
You cannot solve it with
Werther's.
with Werther's. It's
I
quite
tell you,
delicious.
Werther's.
I was
Werther's.
literally going there too. That's where I
have
was going.
heard so many
References.
So many references to Werther's and TTRPGs in the past like year or two. It's just the official candy of tabletop role playing games now. That's all there is.
Apparently.
Okay, so you finish up your lunch. It's a very good lunch. The honey cake is delicious if you choose to partake of that. And then by the door on the table is a thick piece of cotton rag paper folded carefully into a square and sealed with green wax with the Candela symbol stamped into it. Inside there are directions to an area of Groundswell that you would know well, where they commonly perform reenactments and have other little celebrations, kind of like a festival ground. At the bottom,
Renaissance fair.
Yeah, kind of. At the bottom is a bit more information about how this area seems to have filled up with an odd fog, essentially overnight, and it makes it just impossible to put on any kind of show. It doesn't seem to clear with rain or a stiff breeze. It just seems to have kind of settled in. So
I am wearing a ridiculously yellow raincoat. Terribly oversized.
I have an
amazing.
umbrella.
With wellies and a hat.
All right.
I found it in a closet.
You
I
know
like
those
it. And
like
you said you have an umbrella, Joe?
an umbrella, and you know those like fly fishing.
I'm wearing waders. Yes,
Overalls?
waders. Waders.
I'm not wearing
Smart.
them yet, but I have them in my
I
bag.
have them. Okay. Okay.
I'm
So
wearing them. I'm
when we
wearing
get
mine.
there, I will change into them if I need to.
Wellies, waders. Well, I
Right.
don't really need the wellies if I got the waders, but the waders must be yellow as well.
Just full yellow.
Yes,
All right.
it's from the Lightkeeper.
You head out and travel through the city, cutting briefly through the corner of the South Soffit and into the bustling district of Groundswell. This part of the city is very marshy.
No shit.
It says in the book, I'll read this verbatim. In Groundswell, the coastal wetlands frequently reveal previously buried portions of Old Fair. So it is very marshy. You know this. You're prepared for that.
And they're
I'll let
sending
you
us
have-
out here to see why there's fog in the wetland. I'm insulted, and I am insulted. I am insulted. I've never felt so ridiculous in my entire life. And I cross my arms, and my arms squeak because I'm wearing a giant yellow raincoat, yellow waders, and a yellow hat, and I pout.
Is it because you're bright yellow right now?
Oh, of course not.
Okay, just making sure.
This is quite fashionable. What do you mean?
This part of the city preserves a lot of the architecture of Old Fair because a lot of it's been uncovered. And so some of it is by actual preservation, some of it's by accident. And everything here is just a little bit too much. Like, there's too much ornament on the buildings, there's too many people, it's too loud. And you head through the crowds toward the Heritage Center, which is kind of a central area to this district that celebrates the history of the city is literally built on top of. Like I said, it's a lot like what we would know now of historical towns where actors are there living life as if no time. And you have demonstrations of old ways of life, old technologies and rituals. There's a whole like village area you can walk through and talk to the people of Old Fair. And then behind that area, there's a field where they do more athletic or outdoorsy pursuits, and where they sometimes do old rituals.
Terry and August are pointing out every historical inaccuracy to each other.
That seems about right.
I thought that was a bit 200 years too late.
The field where you are headed, you can see that there, like, people are in kind of the village area a little bit, but they're avoiding that area because it's so obscured with dense fog that you can't even see into it.
Well, there's fog. And it's raining.
That is exceptionally thick.
Well, mission accomplished. We found the fog.
Well,
Joe, I saw your face.
I said nothing.
I also said nothing, but I wanted to acknowledge that I saw it and that I was thinking what you were thinking. Oh. Oh. Oh.
When you get up like close to that area, you can see a little bit better through it. It is very thick, but you can kind of see like these fairgrounds are filled with water. Like, it's been raining for 2 days, and
Can we hear frogs?
there's no drainage.
Am I going to look on the ground and find a mudkip
No.
if I kick loose some soil?
I'm gonna say no. No,
Is there usually
pretty-
there are usually frogs though, right?
probably.
That's because there's plenty of people around. It is the middle of the day.
And so there's like puddles, and it seems like on the back edge there's like a copse of trees that kind of like frames it a little bit, and like shrubbery and stuff like that. And some of the ground seems to have sunken in way at the back, but that's about all you can tell without walking into it.
Oh, the old
suppose-
stage is sunk.
Do you want to do some
suppose we
sciencey
have to
stuff?
get wet.
Well,
Yes, I suppose we
Then I
better
just put on my
investigate.
waders. Stomp it around.
I hop in every puddle, making an unreasonably large splash for someone of my stature.
Definitely not magic.
No.
Splashes August every single time.
And doesn't notice, but would feel really bad if they had noticed. If he had. Jack,
I'm going
can
to
I
start
have-
off.
Can I have a
Sorry.
sweet?
Mm.
I'm going to start off
start
taking some samples of the bog water. Check
Oh,
the
yes.
acidity and see if there's anything out of the ordinary about the water.
Just your
itself.
usual microscopic organisms and a bit of shit.
Oh, let's see. What would this be? What would you like to roll for this?
Ooh. I guess that would be survey.
Yeah. Go for it.
That's ooh, I have 6.
Nice. Okay,
Wow.
so you're testing this water. It mostly seems like rainwater. Like it's been raining a lot. And it's very obviously very damp, very muddy. Your testing of like the water on the ground and everything is not like none of that's too unusual. But as you're like starting to walk through the edges of this area to take your samples, when you walk through the fog, you know how like usually when you walk into a foggy area, you can see like the fog kind of spiraling past you, like the way that the air moves when you like push through that wet air, essentially. That doesn't seem to happen. It doesn't really move around you. It's just kind of ever present.
Is there like
That's-
an Edgar-shaped hole when he walks through the wall?
No,
It just sort of
it's just
absorbs
like
him?
Yeah.
kind of.
Weird.
Does it feel wet, like you'd expect a thick fog to?
I'm gonna well because you got a full success. You got a 6. I'm gonna say no. You can tell that like the ground is very wet, and obviously it's like raining and stuff,
Yeah.
and that's very wet. But the fog very distinctly does not feel cold or wet in
Yeah.
any way.
I'm gonna unpack a moisture strip of like paper that for detecting moisture and like wave it around in the air.
Nothing.
It's not wet.
Nope.
It's not actually wet. This isn't moisture.
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Where have you gone?
I'm here. Hang on.
I literally trip over you.
Do we see a shadow?
Oh,
as
careful.
he's moving
Yeah,
through
you
it?
could see like a
Sorry.
form of him faintly in there.
Okay.
And you see like a faint form, just towering form, smash into him.
Bright
Maybe
yellow.
we don't go too far apart while we're in here, just so we don't get separated and get surprised by something.
Oh, you mean the buddy system? And I immediately hug him to my chest.
Oh, careful! I've got test tubes in here.
Oh, sorry.
I'd like to use my scout ability.
Okay.
If I have time to observe a location, I can spend 1 intuition to ask a question.
Yeah. Go
And
for
that's-
it.
What do I notice here that others don't see?
Yay. I love these questions. Okay. This is great. You're all kind of walking around in here and trying to figure out like where would this fog have come from that it's like not settling into other areas of a groundswell, and you know it's and you're kind of looking around at it, like it's empty. That even they sometimes bring like bandstand kind of things out here for people to watch. Those have been taken out because they were afraid they would like sink into the ground. And so you're kind of like walking around, and the part at the back where it looks like the ground has sunk in the most and it's like very wet, you can see kind of a like opening with kind of a faint blue light in the ground. It looks like a tree has kind of like the ground is so soft that kind of tilted over, and so the roots have pulled up, and there's just an opening into somewhere underneath. Stuff like this opens up all the time around Groundswell, like this part of the boggy area, and little bits of old fare kind of get exposed all the time. So that's what you would see is probably an opening into old fare.
Go with me on this. And I walk towards it.
Wait, what?
Wait,
Hello?
wait, I'm with Tara. We should stay together.
Well, come on then.
Where are we
Just,
going?
Grab August
Follow
by the
her.
shoulder and like we all just go.
Like a
Maybe-
daisy chain, everybody's
Yeah.
got like the person behind them.
Terry's like taking off. Terry's like taking off their glasses, and they're like looking
And
at
just
them.
somebody
and
grabs like
goes
the,
to like habitually wipe them down because he thinks that they're going to be foggy because it's when he's in fog and it's moisture, but there's no fog. And he's like, be done.
Just get yanked away.
And I present my findings. Ta-da!
You can all see, like, especially up close to it, there's a large tree that has kind of tipped into a soggier part of ground and pulled up its roots, and there's just like a opening into some older architecture. There's some rubble around and things like that, but it would be easy to slide down into a room here.
Oh, well done. You've uncovered some old room of some sort
Good spot.
in a tree's anus.
That's fitting.
Charming.
It is
Does
me.
it look sturdy
Nice.
enough that we could attach a rope to it so that we could
Terry's
go
already going
down?
towards the hole.
There are other
Then-
trees that you could. That one is already kind of like wobbly, but there are other trees and shrubs nearby that you would be able to.
What? It's a
attach something
hole.
to.
So Tara makes sure to like do that so they can get back out if they need to, and
I'm already like heading down the hole.
I'm already in the hole. I'm just like, wee. I just literally walk over and just go, whoop.
Is there water draining into it?
We'll find out.
Maybe a little trickle of something.
Hmm.
I will say, those of you that said you're in the hole already, I would love it
Whee!
if you could
Oh.
roll control for me.
Okay. Now, I'm sorry, but you'll have to tell me how one rolls this. So we have the 3
Yes.
circles underneath these things.
Yes.
And if one is bolded, do you
That
roll
means you
one
have-
dice?
Oh wait, no, that's a
One
6.
die. Yeah.
oh okay.
I thought that
You
was
roll-
the 1, but that's a 6.
You roll a regular one of the regular ones, not the
Yes.
fancy
a
ones.
Yes.
And
Unless
what-
it has the diamond filled in, but yours doesn't.
I got a 6
Mine does not.
on my
What about the-
Candela dice.
What about the drive max things that are on the top? There's like
Um,
resistance there.
Yeah, so you would have
I have
3
one circle.
drives. You could
Mhm.
you could spend a drive to add a die.
And I only get
your
those only 3 per day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You would be able to refill them if you have an ability to do so, or
hmm
like for instance, on yours you have gilded dice in cunning, and if you were to get a high roll on a gilded die, or if you were to fail on a gilded die but you take that die anyway, you would get a drive back.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's why it's fancy.
So
I
sometimes
rolled
you
a
can refill.
Group
a
hydrate.
natural 3
All right.
with no additives or anything, no preservatives.
Oh no.
Okay, bye. Was it
We lost
Affy?
someone.
Oh my God, it's Affy still here. Holy crap!
No, it was Artemis on my laptop.
Wow.
Aha.
Wow.
All right. So you two
Sorry.
go down with before Tara has a chance to set up the rope, and
Need to turn your
Joe,
cam on.
you're just fine. Like it's like a 20-foot drop.
Old
you
hat.
find. Yeah, you kind of do the like 3-point landing, like superhero or cat burglar kind of thing. um, Terry follows behind you and fully lands right on their ass.
Ah! Cymbals crash. Glass breaks.
They slide down head first rather than feet first.
Yeah.
Right.
And I go like skipping across the pond
Yeah.
like Captain Hook at the end of Peter Pan.
And the mud that you're sliding on slides you directly into the wall. I'm gonna say that's bad enough that you
Ow!
sound effects and all. You could take a body for that, Terry.
How? So I've got only 3 openings for body, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 1 body. I have only 1 body. I usually only have 1 body, so that's fine.
And Tara eventually is able to get a rope set up, and the rest of you can go down without any necessary rolls.
Before we do, though, August
Yeah.
is going to take out their knife and then just like cut the end of their tongue to activate the ghost blade. Just
Oh.
for reasons.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sure.
I thought you were like, heh. And I was like,
Such an edgelord.
Terry's sitting in the mud. Sorry, just like.
Are you
"Ow."
okay?
I'm
Yeah.
fine down.
No, I suppose. I'm wet.
This is,
Me too, darling.
this
We need
is
to be wet together.
Sure.
Got mud in my
First time, I'm
trousers.
sure.
Got mud in my waders.
Do you need a hand up?
Yes, please. I'm sinking.
How about a Werther's?
Just like a flurry of limbs, like a windmill, like a paddle boat. Just gets out of there, and he just like snaps it up.
Mud flies everywhere. Edgar's like, ugh.
Thank you.
Does this hole go anywhere?
There seems to be kind of like a half collapsed room kind of in front of you, and then there's like a hallway that goes to the right. It's relatively dark, but it's got that decor that is like very like typical of the very rich periods of time of Old Fair when like everything was very like prosperous right before it all just kind of collapsed.
Is it dank and dark and dreary and damp?
And is there
Yes.
anything shiny?
Yes, that was going to be one
Is
of my
there
other questions.
anything shiny?
Steal from the rich.
Cool.
Or
Even if
things
the
that
rich
would
are
be
dead.
shiny after a little bit of a wash?
I'll say you could make a survey to look for shiny things.
Can't take the riches with you when you're dead.
Fascinating that
No, 1.
fascinating that this place hasn't flooded. It must
Maybe
go
it did
deep
recently.
enough. Well, it's not flooded now. Then it must go deep enough that the water drains into some deeper cavern.
Yeah, can we track the water line? Like the little dribble?
Yeah, it kind of runs along this hallway. Just along the one side, but it's not yeah, it's not pooling or anything anywhere.
Can I feel
Just a
breeze coming from
slow
anywhere?
trickle. Ooh.
Or is it just the one egress? Sorry, the Weathers is not just a sucking one, it's the one that has a soft inside, so it becomes mushy like this. Joe
gonna
obviously knew what
say-
she was doing.
It's to shut
You
him
don't-
up.
I'm hurt.
I'm kidding.
It's
There's
not working.
not. You don't feel a breeze coming from the opening. You actually feel breeze from like deeper within this whatever this place is. And it seems to be blowing towards you and out that opening.
I pick up a leaf and I say, hang on, Edgar. And I pick up a leaf and I let it go.
It kind of flutters towards the thing, but it eventually falls down.
Mm.
I'm
It's
gonna
not that strong of a.
take a deep breath. Can I smell anything interesting on that breeze?
It's me.
It's my perfume.
It smells.
It smells new. It's quite nice.
like
you.
You're welcome.
hot springs a little bit.
Sulfur?
Like the little sulfury.
Hmm.
Spicy.
Sulfur could be geothermal activity down there.
Best hope that I don't spontaneously combust while I'm in here.
Well, you'd get along just fine with the stank.
That was a bit. You went too far that time.
I did not.
Seriously though, we should be careful in case there's any vapors that are combustible.
So we don't light a
No.
lantern.
How do we know if
have
it's combustible?
a
or
newer?
not?
Well, I can test for
But there's
that.
only one way to find out.
So Tara goes first, and we all stay safely
I was
far
going
away.
to say,
I'm not
maybe
flammable.
me and Joe go up in front because we know what to kind of look for. I've been in excavations before, so know what to keep an eye out for.
Do we have
I
any
think
sort
it's
of like?
fair enough.
Does Edgar or Terry have any sort of bioluminescent fungi or something?
Yes.
Or
It's like,
or
just like a jellyfish in a jar.
Yes.
I don't know.
a more
No,
modern
yes.
electrical
you have to
lantern.
shake it to activate it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. You just have to ignore the tiny screaming, and I take out what looks like a glow stick, and I crack it, and I just go.
Oh my gosh.
What was that?
Bacteria.
I want one.
I could.
Why
Oh,
did it scream?
I don't know.
You killed it.
Probably. I have. Well, they're very easy.
Scream.
They're very
The-
easy to grow.
The commonly known screaming bacteria. to be fair.
That,
Well,
that
Oh my God.
well, that's what its
when you
molecular
break its
density
neck,
is.
it glows.
It's canon
They're
now.
just sea monkeys.
It is.
Perhaps it's
Team
it's something it's something like bacteria, something that like it's not unlike a fungus that grows on an old bar of cheese, but also has bacteria, so it could be viral. But it's easy to grow.
Got in your larder.
I don't have a larder; I only have the one room.
Terry's
That-
definitely going to start a pandemic.
Hardly even have it. It's like a cubby.
This ended the last pandemic before it could happen.
So who's going?
It's all right. Don't pay.
You said you're going
Tara
first?
is going
Tara
first.
and
I'm
Joe
right
is
behind her.
Behind me.
Tara, you
Okay.
have here. Tara, you take the bacterium light.
I hold the.
I'll call it
screaming
the bacterium illuminati.
I think it only screams when you first break it. When
Oh,
you
okay.
first break its neck, and then
No.
it's just glows.
It just gets a bit uncomfortable, and then it slowly fades and reactivate. Hello, goodbye. Whoa.
I have my knife out too, just in case.
I have August's
Okay.
gun.
Where did you get a gun?
August. He gave it to me, and I never gave it back.
I love how Terry said when, and you said August.
No, part of the course. August, that was very kind of them, but also, well, there's some things that I haven't returned that you have all given to me, so it's fine.
I'm aware.
Okay, so
I don't remember what it is. If you tell me what it
start-
is, I could probably try and find it.
you start making your way down this hallway. There are rooms to either side, and you can see kind of like rooms that look like pools, like a bathhouse or something. And
this takes
you
me back.
kind of
Oh, the dens
come
of
around,
iniquity.
and it seems like whatever like this building is ends, and there's like another building connected to it further, but any doors have been kind of blown off, and
I didn't do it.
and I'm going to have anyone that was, let's see, the two people in the front. We'll have Tara and Joe do this. Make a survey or sense roll.
Remind me when I have two dots like that, I roll 2 dice, right?
2 dice, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have
And
a
if
gold
there's
one, right?
Not in that one.
No,
it's up
that's
there.
that one. Oh, okay, 5
I got a 6.
on a gold die.
Ooh, okay.
not-
A mixed success and a
This-
success.
The ceiling's not terribly tall in here, right?
No, maybe 10 feet
Oh, okay. Then
in
I'm
this
not like.
hallway. Yeah. You would know, I mean, the architecture of Old Fair is grandiose. It's like epic level kind of Egyptian pyramid kind of stuff, or Greek temples, very, very large architecture.
Completely unreasonable.
Basically.
How do you heat it in the winter?
We could, so we did. And down here it is a bit warmer because it seems like these are maybe like hot springs underneath here. And so whatever you walked through was like a bathhouse with hot springs or whatever. And then there's this like next building. And as you're coming up to this next building, I'm gonna say, Tara, you kind of notice it first. You see figures in there that look like dogs that are kind of just patrolling. And they don't seem to have seen you yet. But they have extremely long claws and they're like black, rather large, like larger than maybe a normal dog, maybe size of like a Great Dane or
Wolfy.
something. Yeah, very wolfy. And
Baratidane.
they've got like kind of glowing eyes.
Okay.
So Terry, you see them first, and then Joe, you see them right after.
I immediately like put my hand out so that Joe stops and just kind of like shove her behind me.
Immediately,
my
Terry
boob.
crashes into Joe.
Oh, this is not new.
Ow! What is it? Sorry, that's my knife. I promise.
I'm sure it is.
No, it is. I'd tell you if it wasn't.
The big dogs, but not dogs. No.
I love dogs.
They're not that kind of dog.
What does that mean?
Bleed dogs.
Mutated dogs. Even better. I love them.
Don't try to pet them.
I want to pet them.
No.
What do I have to do to pet them? What will you make you let me pet them?
You're gonna have to fight me.
Fight Tara.
Why? I don't like fighting Tara. Tara always wins.
Anyone that
When she catches me, at
has
least. When she catches me, at least.
points in focus, I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make a focus roll, just do
I would like that.
I'll just make one. Why not?
Gilded
That is a
Five.
6 for me.
I'm sorry.
I'm
When do
gonna
you roll the
use
gilded dice?
drive.
Like what?
When you
If
have
the
the
diamond's
diamond.
filled in.
Oh, the diamond fill. Okay, thank you. Sorry.
And is that in
Okay.
addition or does it replace? I can't remember.
It replaces one.
I rolled a 6 for focus, and that was my gilded die, so I'm recovering a drive.
I got a 6, but
Amazing.
just a regular die.
Gosh, y'all are
Five.
knowledgeable.
I rolled a 3. I'm too
I got
distracted. I
two
want to pet the
sixes
dogs.
actually.
Yep.
Amazing.
There's no such
I
thing
got
as
a 5.
crit, is
I'm
there?
distracted by
There
Terry.
is actually. If you get, I believe there is that if
I've
you
got
get
two sixes. 2 6s and a 5.
Holy crap. Okay.
He's so smart.
I
As
know.
they're like describing these creatures, Edgar, you know immediately these are something called shadow hounds. They were spoken about a lot in old texts and things like that. And they are basically magical, horrifying beasts that patrol the necropolis of Old Fair.
I have some bones in my pocket from the bone box. I could give them one.
Are they shadow hounds? What? Do I know anything about their strengths, weaknesses?
They're very strong and very fast. They're not necessarily very smart, but they have kind of an unnatural perception. They're here to guard the dead, basically. The important dead, because this is where very important people are buried.
Are they like an animal? Are they like a hound?
You
Yes,
don't want to
but
pet them.
from From
Oh,
beyond
depends
the
what really
flare.
bad.
From beyond the flare, you do not want to touch them.
I want to hit them so bad. Look how cute they are.
Do
No,
we
no
know if
touching.
they will attack us if they see us, or is it one of those things where, like, if we don't bother them and we don't interfere with the tombs, they won't bother us?
I think being here will be bothering them.
Yeah, I think because several of you rolled pretty well, and especially with that like critical success, just as soon as he mentions shadow hounds, you would probably all have some familiarity with what they are just by virtue of working for Candela. And like they kind of look decayed. They're not like
And misunderstood.
fuzzy warm doggies.
Yes, they are. They're just stinky
and
doggies. Stinky.
They
I think you fucked it.
No, you're okay.
they're here to they're definitely here to guard things.
They're just
So
here to do their job.
you would assume that seeing someone who's not supposed to be here, they would probably be on alert for that. But also you don't necessarily know what kind of people are supposed to be here.
Okay,
Because they wouldn't hurt like someone who does the burials or anything like that. But you might want to avoid them, if at all possible.
I have some biscuits in my other pocket. From tea.
Is there a possibility,
Unlikely.
with our passing knowledge of these shadow hounds, that I could use a sway roll to convince them that I belong here, that we belong here?
I have
Possibly.
a gilded die in sway. I could sway.
I would say you could definitely try to do that.
I'm gonna spend a couple drives, I think.
Way ahead of you, sister. And I meant that as a phrase, not in a weird way. That'd be weird,
I know.
considering what we've done.
Just try not
All
to
right,
aggravate
so
them.
2 regular dice and
No
one.
promises. And I'm like moving towards them, sort of like the Crocodile Dundee nonsense.
Edgar's nose
There's,
starts
like,
to trickle a bit of
onward.
blood.
Oh no.
Throw a hanky back at him.
Just like, oh no.
Oh, thank you.
Okay,
Okay,
I rolled.
I got a 6.
Yes.
So I just want to make sure I have 2 circles highlighted as well as the diamond. So I rolled 2 regular and a gilded.
You rolled 1 regular and 1 gilded.
Okay, well that's fine because I
But
got a
that's fine.
6. I got a 6 on the regular and a 6 on the gilded.
Okay.
That's a
Okay.
dick. That's a dick. And this is my first good
So,
roll of the game, so I'm very
You
excited.
walk in here. Both of you kind of walk ahead of the rest of the group with a large amount of confidence, just like we're gonna fake it till we make it. We're gonna act like we
Big
like
dick
we belong
energy.
here.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm not
just
faking
like-
it.
Just
I'm giving
acting
them a
like,
biscuit. You can't
I
stop me.
absolutely belong here. You are here to serve me. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
Hello, babies.
Shadowhounds. And yeah, you give one a biscuit as it walks
Yes.
by.
It comes by, it sniffs. I'm just like, "Hey, baby," and
when
I
you
squish his nasty little face.
as you see them up close, like they're very large. They are
Oh,
very gross.
big baby,
just
big
like
baby.
kind of rotted looking.
It's not his
um,
fault.
And they are like dark and nasty. They've got like big teeth, big claws, and their eyes are like a burning coal almost.
I make sure
um,
all of them get a treat, so that way no one feels left out.
But they seem to acknowledge your presence and believe that you should be here for some reason. And
Do they consume?
move
the biscuit?
on there. They consume the biscuit in a way.
It's a tea
It's
biscuit.
like
It's a series of tea
like they
biscuits.
inhale it and it disintegrates.
That's amazing.
I
give them another one to watch it happen again.
and
Like, hooves
and
it up.
they continue on their patrol, leaving you be.
Did you see that?
We did so good. They're gonna be so proud of us.
And we look back at them and they're all like,
Yeah, like I need to know.
Everyone's, like,
We look
freaking out.
back. How are you guys looking?
Tara's like got her knife out. She's ready to like launch herself at somebody to get them out of the way of harm, and just like
Did you see how it consumed the biscuits?
I'm trying not to look.
Why not?
Can we come past?
It's not faulty,
Yes.
stinky. Yeah, sure, why not? I don't know why you ever thought we couldn't.
I will cautiously start to approach.
I take out a handkerchief and I start wiping the dog. What I assume is mostly just dog slobber, but it's a bit of flesh as well.
Okay, so you all start to walk in, and
I want one.
No,
Why not?
because they have a job to do.
Oh, that's true.
that you would know is definitely true. They're
Oh
They
no,
stay here.
I pet them. Wait, no, they gave me permission. It's fine.
yes, they stay here. They watch over this area. There's some smaller rooms to the side as you're kind of like walking down.
I'll be back later, Reginald. Gerald.
It's more
and Tammy.
open. There's like half walls that go down into like
and Terry too.
maybe smaller chambers. Just named after you.
Reginald, Geralt, and Tammy and Terry too.
Very nice.
And August too.
There you go. So you go in and there's like a large central chamber that's round, and there's a bunch of statues in there, and it's just like concentric rings, and then at the center you see there's like a glowing pool of molten gold, and there's statues everywhere that look kind of bestial humanoids, and then there's little chambers off to the sides that are
Rich
kind of
people are
smaller
weird.
burial chambers.
Sort of like absently handed Edgar a clean hanky.
Thank you.
What
Silly.
order did everybody walk in?
I think Terry and I would probably be at the front now because we've
Yeah.
sort of cleared the way with the dogs.
yeah, I'm like right
Okay.
behind them.
Give me back my screamers.
Okay.
What?
August
So
is
we've-
in the back.
August is in the back. Okay. So as you're kind of walking in, August, you feel a hand on your shoulder from behind you, and it like grabs your shoulder really hard, and you feel it like you see kind of a glow on your shoulder as it burns you, and I need you to take a body and a bleed before we go to break.
Wow.
We'll be back.
At first I thought it was a spoopy ghost.
You know,
Ghosts
I
are
mean,
real. I believe
it
in
might
ghosts.
still be.
They're not magic. It's a fucking ghost.
could be something like that.
Okay, well, we'll be back, so stick around. Hello, we're back. Just as a reminder, this is the 12 Days of Tabletop for Extra Life, so if you got a couple bucks, you can throw it that way. And I forgot to mention earlier, we've got a prize pack that we're giving away to one person who donates.
Wow.
It includes some Candela Obscura dice. So if you like that, we got a dice pack for you. It has some stuff from Gooey Cube and some extra dice and
Mystic Libations book.
oh yes, Mystic Libations, which is a cocktail book by the Nerd Circus, which includes Todd Stashwick. So if you know Star Trek or 12 Monkeys, he wrote it. So
Whatever you put in here.
dice.
I'm just going to pin this just so anybody who pops in here can.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
I meant to do that, but I forgot.
Yes. Please.
okay.
Please donate. Please donate to Extra Life. They do amazing stuff.
Hmm.
And thank you for watching us while we try to raise money for them.
I didn't know that I had the power. I'm very excited.
Yes, you're a mod.
They've been really cool. Like they've been giving us a shout out like every
Oh
stream.
yes.
Yeah.
Duh.
Every time we tag them.
There's also a couple of things direct from Extra Life. We have a RBG light up keyboard with Extra Life branding on it. And the dice kit that opens and it's like got lights on it and it's sharp edge dice. We got another one of those to give away. So,
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I like slightly sharp
They're
dice.
so great.
no, these ones will like cut you.
Yeah, they're pretty. They're pretty.
Not slightly.
they will
Well,
cut. They,
maybe
they will
our
hurt.
maybe our versions of slightly and or very sharp are very different. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, on the soles of your feet, no, they won't cut you. But for me, I am a dainty pillow princess, so they will cut me.
Excellent.
Anyway, Emily, carry on.
Okay, so yes, yes, you had something, Cedar.
I just wanted to make a quick addendum. After when Terry was wiping his hands on the handkerchief, and initially had thought that it was dog slobber, looked down and saw that it was rotten flesh, and then promptly was like, August, and then because I was like, oh yeah, that would be really disgusting.
Yeah,
to
they wouldn't
Terry.
have a lot of slobber to them.
He
unfortunately.
thought it was slobber, didn't realize it wasn't, and then like,
Not real sweet doggos. Very.
and like
Mean
finally
doggo.
becomes aware of the smell and just like,
Yeah,
it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
it's definitely not their fault. They were called here to do a job. But as your guy, as Terry's over there, kind of like dealing with that, and
then we go into the room and then so
Yeah.
on.
and
Thank
you're kind of looking out into this room. August, as you're kind of bringing up the rear, a hand on your shoulder burns you terribly, and as you kind of like, I'm assuming you like probably try to pull away,
Oh, as soon
turn
as
around to see
I
what's behind
feel
you.
a hand on my shoulder, knowing that I'm the last in our order, I'm
Yeah.
just coming out swinging with my knife.
Very
Go
Scooby
for it.
Doo.
Yeah, I think that would be a strike roll.
That would make sense.
Just so you all know, August is the scariest one out of all of us.
I can. Oh wait, I don't think I have anything that I can spend in nerve, do I? To reroll.
Let me see. Not to reroll, but you could.
Spend a drive?
Someone else could potentially add a drive if they hear you like shout and come try to help.
Or could
Yeah,
it
I would
be,
imagine,
since it's a
like, I
hot
would probably-
hand,
Well, and since it burns me, I think that I would probably like shout in some way.
Mm-hmm. So if anyone has
Well-
nerve drives they would like to add, feel free.
I
I'm
only got one.
probably nearest,
Yeah, I
and
can-
yes, I have a couple of nerve drives I can add a drive.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. That is a 4.
Okay, mixed success.
It was a
Um,
1 initially, so.
dang. Oh, that
Oh.
would have been real bad.
Okay. As you turn to hit this thing, you manage to, like, you feel your ghost blade connect with this thing, and as you get a good look at it, it's like blackened skeletal figure with kind of fiery eyes, and it seems like it almost looks like it's made out of glowing charcoal, like coals. And there are 2 others behind it. They seem to have come out of that same hallway that you all came from, and now there is a fog rolling towards you from the pools that you walked by.
So, I have an ability called Let Them In. Whenever I take 1 or more bleed marks, I gain additional information about the phenomena that harmed me. So, what do I know now?
Okay, well, and it seems especially fitting for you to learn this, since you are particularly skilled and knowledgeable in some of this historical stuff, alchemical stuff as well. These are called chemigas. They are the result of alchemical processes gone wrong. They are very fast, probably even faster than the hounds that are here. And heat like radiates off of them, basically.
Petition that Terry has dealt with these in the past by his own folly.
Maybe. That may be true, yeah.
It makes sense.
They're all over the ruins of Old Fair, so you probably have.
Totally not his fault, but actually his fault.
And you say you take a bleed whenever you do that, so go ahead. And do
Like anytime I take a bleed, I can.
Oh, anytime you
use that.
Oh,
yeah.
Perfect. Well, you did, so there you
Yeah,
go.
exactly. So I'll shout out to everyone. Just keep a distance. These things are very hot.
Turn around and be like, guys!
Yeah,
good lord.
that thing.
What, if anything, is anyone else doing?
I'm
There are 3 of these behind you.
Bastards!
Tara's on the move.
They ruin everything! Oh, they always ruin my experiments.
Taking a shot.
Taking a shot. Okay, go ahead. Roll whatever that one is, which is, I definitely know what it is. Control.
Do I know
that
any
was a
prime
5.
weaknesses, having worked with them? Actually, resolve
Weaknesses.
Appy's thing first.
Yeah. A 5, you said? You take a shot, and it kind of like, you hit it, and then it just kind of like focuses in on you and moves with unnaturally fast speed. It looks like an explosion as it comes towards you.
Shit!
And suddenly
No,
it's in your
down.
face.
No, we're in the water. I'm just like, no. I grab her.
This room does not have water in it. They came from the
behind us.
Yeah, but I got water in my waders.
That's true.
I'm like, okay. And I just like squeeze, bear hug myself, and she goes,
Okay.
Do I know if that would be effective? It's muddy water, and also a blast of air on being made of heat and chemical gas.
And definitely not magical in nature.
No, what? It's not magical.
I would. If you've dealt with them before,
Oh yes, he is under the impression that they ruin his experiments, not because what he
Fucked
does.
these are the things that causing all the explosions.
Yes, he just thinks that they keep showing up. That's why half of his room is half burned,
Okay.
and his rent is very high.
I think you would know that.
Don't pour water on a grease fire, but it's a chemical.
Water probably isn't going to do
But it's mud.
much to these.
You did say mud.
But it is mud, so maybe
Mud
mud
water.
would smother it. You could definitely try.
Yeah.
And
I punched myself in the
will-
stomach. No, not really.
Definitely not magical.
No.
Magical mud.
It's not magical. It's just mud. Anyway, what do you want me to roll?
I'm gonna let you roll strike. Yeah,
I'm not trained in that.
just because knock down is one of the things, and it seems like a similar to grapple. Or you could do control.
I'll do control because I am controlling the expedited exit of liquid and solids from my waders.
There you go. Terry, you said you were moving as well, right?
No, I grabbed her and we're like hitting.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
No,
yeah.
I'm moving.
Okay, so
That's a
where
5.
are you? 5. Okay.
I just go
The mud does something.
and I use that as a distraction.
It does seem to kind of put the fire out a little bit on its like chest, but you're grabbing it with your arms, and I need you to
No,
take
I'm
a
not grabbing
body-
it. I'm not grabbing it. I'm
was the
bear
waiter.
hugging myself.
Oh,
I'm like I'm
Oh, so you're
expelling
just-
it from my body.
I
Like
understand.
from
Okay,
and I
that's fine.
would try and make this a move of misdirection to try at least distract it so that way and give it I'm trying to use misdirection in like a
Okay.
pocket full of cards or like flash paper.
Then
so-
disregard what I was about to say.
Okay. You use your words or actions to distract a target from what is actually happening. Make a hide roll. The first cunning from you or an ally spending on this roll is worth 2 plus 2d instead of plus 1d.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, so...
1d6.
So it'd be an extra d6 that you would get to roll.
On trying to make a getaway with Joe tucked under my big willowy arm like a football. Okay, so do you take the
She
better
just looks
one?
Totally put out too.
Yeah. You
Okay.
whatever when you want to take.
Good, because it's a 6 and a 1.
Great.
We're playing fast and loose with our fates here.
Okay, so you're able to pull Joe away before it even gets
I let out a very
to
manly
touch her.
yell, and I release a flood of mud from my bosom, and
And Tara, where are you moving, Tara?
Like I'm
Towards
going
them?
towards August because if he cried out, then I would be headed that direction
Okay.
to move him out of the way.
Okay.
yeah, Karlak.
And then the third one is probably also moving up toward Edgar because he was
Yeah.
next in line.
There's 4 of them.
Edgar
There's
will have 3. Edgar will have retreated up against the wall and like pulled out some like vials of liquid and like frantically trying to sort of like fumbling with the stoppers and trying to mix a couple of them.
Ooh, interesting.
Fire extinguisher.
Actually,
What
yes.
should that be? What should that be?
Is there a science roll?
Focus?
It's I have a chemical concoction ability.
Oh, do that then.
As a
Whatever that
professor.
says.
Yeah, which it's a well, it says that I can spend a few minutes concocting a mixture, but if I'm
I
attempting to
did
do
do a
it
distract.
in a combat situation, it might require a roll to get it right.
Yeah, I'll.
Do you get does he get anything from my misdirection?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I
Maybe
would let that help
remember?
with it. Yeah.
Remember, like the
focus roll?
chemical components
Yeah.
or something?
What things you might need to mix?
That would be focus.
I do
Not
have
pretty.
that bottle of from the first episode from my room.
Yeah,
That is just smoke.
that's true.
Okay.
Not a smoke bomb, but
Tara,
Smoke
are
thi-
you just trying to move August away from these things? Essentially?
Yeah. So yeah, because he would be in danger, so like I would try to move him out of the way so that I
they
can
them.
step in if I need to.
They,
Okay.
Yeah.
They.
Do you want a focus roll for chemicals?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to spend a drive to give myself a die.
And Tara, you go ahead and roll control.
That is a 6
Doesn't
on the
even
gilded
have any of that.
die,
What's that?
so I will get my drive back.
It's just
Because
one.
you, no,
Excellent.
you roll 2 and take the lower.
3.
So
Okay. So I'm gonna say okay, you managed to get back against the wall and you're like mixing chemicals and something starts
Very
to, like,
manly yell and
bubble up in here. You think it's doing something that you want it to do.
Terry and Joe
Um,
have disappeared.
And as you kind of like look up, yeah, you see like Terry and Joe have kind of like fallen down into one of those kind of sunken in rooms.
A trench, an
and-
alcove.
Yeah, there's like kind of burial chambers down
Like
to the
land-
sides, and then there's like the
land-
large central room. And so you've like fallen down in there. Or dragged Joe down in there. And so you see like the tops of their heads going down in there. And then you see you like look over and Tara is like trying to push August out of the way, and as that's happening, just instinctually she like pushes up an arm to kind of try and shove this thing back, and you can see like flames kind of spark up on her arm, and you will take a body and a bleed, Tara.
Oh,
Okay. That actually helps me though. Like it helps my abilities. So
Oh, great.
Oh my god, she's a
Perfect.
barbarian.
Kind of.
Brilliant.
And it's like grabbing onto your arm as you're trying to get between this thing and August, and it's like, and like kind of smoke and steam comes off of it. Did everybody get a chance to do something? I think so, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say it's their turn now. This is kind of a going back and forth
That's fine.
initiative kind of a thing. I don't think there is initiative in this book, but
Terry's
so-
just yelling, Class B, Edgar, Class B!
like what kind of chemical?
What is that?
B! Class B!
You remember Wemyss?
Class B!
Okay, so we've got one that is by Tara and August still, one that was running towards Edgar, and then one that had come after Joe, but Terry got them both out of the way. But now it's going to start to like try to amble down and follow you down the stairs. So,
Oh, no.
Do you have your fan?
What?
Do you have your fan? It's got a gaseous form.
the first one is going to try to, since Tara got in between, it's going to try and like reach for. Whoops. Knock the light over. No,
I rolled to
gonna
lock the
try
light
and
over.
like
Cat.
reach for your face, and you kind of feel it like touch you like this, and it burns again, but instead of like a physical burn, you feel almost like you feel the very familiar feeling of like bleed just kind of seeping into you. And I would like you to make a move roll to see if you can dodge this.
okay, so this has got my gilded dice on it. So.
Yeah, so you're gonna roll a regular and a gilded.
And then you have a lot of drives in that.
Which one's your
so
gilded?
if that's something you want to use, you can.
So I got 6 and a 3.
Yeah, so you're gonna take the 6 on your regular die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you see, like, you feel this, like, tingling, and you're able to, like, kind of duck under its hand, and it loses its balance a little bit and kind of stumbles off to the side. The next one is going after Edgar. But you have this, like, whatever it is that you have mixed.
I have-
what would you like to do with it?
I have mixed a test tube of a caustic acid.
Ooh.
That's not Class B!
Go ahead. Yeah.
I don't know what I've mixed.
What would you like to do with it?
I've done very well to maintain my composure whilst mixing this, but seeing it bearing down on me, I'm just going to throw it in its face.
Okay, go for it.
Would that be a control roll?
Yeah, I would say
Let's see.
yeah, because it's less about hitting something and more about making sure the acid lands in the right place.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a drive on that.
Because
That is a 5.
A 5. Okay.
Yeah.
You do manage to splash this acid in the face of this creature as it like reaches out and grabs your arm that is like throwing the liquid. So you take a body and a bleed, but you do, like, as you see, it's like as it touches you, it's like glows up like embers in a fire. But also like the acid falls on it and little bits start to like crumble away. That seems to be doing something.
Okay.
And then the last one is headed down the stairs towards Terry and Joe.
We made a 6 hide roll.
Oh,
We
Remember?
right.
I'm
Yeah, oh,
carrying you.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes.
So
I'm more or less carrying you, more like tucked under my arm like a football because you're short.
it gets distracted by trying to come down the stairs, and when you all just like fell in there, basically.
Joe's on
you
top of me.
managed
I'm
to
like,
slide across the floor and slide behind something, and so you can
because
kind of like
my waxed canvas yellow slicker.
yeah.
Skid,
So
skid,
it's
skid,
like
skid.
it's like standing at the bottom of the stairs, and it's like it seems to be scanning the room, but it can't seem to find you. What would everybody like to do now?
I think the most expedient of cases should go first.
Yeah.
The one who's on fire.
The yeah, maybe.
Like the
Nothing's
most, the
on
most,
fire.
also like the ones who are on fire.
Yeah. You've got one that's starting to kind of disintegrate a little bit. And then another one that is swiping out wildly. at
Okay.
two of you.
I mean, I have something if no one else wants to go.
I have
Okay.
something too.
Yeah. So, given that these things have quite frequently ruined Terry's experiments and made them inoperable, completely all their fault, I would say that Terry does not have any love or liking for these things. That usually Terry is very fascinated by strange beasts and mutations and things like that. But these things are not very nice to Terry, and Terry doesn't care for that. I think Terry would have eventually sussed out a few ways of dealing with these things. So I imagine a Class B chemical makeup, essentially an extinguisher, but does not have that right now because probably was not expecting to be putting out any chemical fires in the middle of the bog.
In the middle of a fog.
Yes,
Yeah.
but another thing, it's not recommended. It's not the first thing that you want to do for the chemical fire for anybody at home. But another way to put out these fires is by smothering. And we did just make canon that Terry is wearing a waxed canvas yellow slicker.
Yeah.
That was, and I quote, terribly too large for him. So Terry will scrambly up to his feet in the little alcove that he has managed to drag Joe into, and he's like frantically taking off the slicker. Like, all right,
I don't
all
think
right,
right
all
now is a good idea.
Oh, no. Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Okay, later. And I whip up. He whips off the jacket, the slicker, and he says, "All right, when you say go, you be a distraction, and I smother the bastard,
Okay.
right?" And I slip off, and I'm suddenly somehow up above this guy, like feet doing the splitsies in the top part of the room over the doorway, and I'm like,
Definitely not magic.
no, I climbed up there like a nasty little guy because I am making it clear I have not used any magical ability because I don't have any magical ability, but I climb up there. It's very messy and such because it's waiters and willies. But
Yeah.
when Joe gives the word, I'm going to leap on top of this thing with my waxed canvas gigantic slicker to then smother it
Okay.
and flatten it to the stairs.
Sounds good.
My go is using a move to basically like run by it and slip up the stairs.
Oh, okay. So
she starts running towards it, and I just like
yeah. Yeah. As it's like coming into the room, you're able to kind of get
6.
like position yourselves because you hid very well. And so yeah, a move roll, and I want to say control maybe for Terry.
okay.
I got a 6 on my move to run,
Sweet.
dodge, navigate.
I rolled
Around
a
it.
4.
A 4. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Joe, you're able to slip past this thing, and it gets like turned around not expecting you to come from where you came from. It was
You
like looking in
gaseous
another corner of
bastard!
the room. And as it turns, like seeing you run by, Terry is able to jump on top of it from behind with this slicker and essentially smother it. But because it's a mixed success, as
Waxed canvas is incredibly difficult to ignite.
yes, true. But
It can get hot.
as you are kind of wrapping yourself around this, your fingers on the inside of the coat touch the like bone of this thing and start to burn, and I need you to take a body and a bleed.
It's my second body.
All right, who's next?
Not even. Hang on, real quick. Does
Yeah.
any of my do any of my story related racial traits help me in this burning? Because like I took the bludgeoning damage from the wall because that makes sense.
Yeah. I'll say it. You still take a bleed.
Okay. You are a kind of benevolent lightkeeper.
I'm heading up the stairs the rest of the way, and my
Okay.
plan is to position myself on the opposite side of like where Edgar and Tara and August with their two are of
Okay.
the molten pool.
Class B! Class
Okay.
B! Or
So
smother it!
me, molten pool, them.
Okay, gotcha. Who's next? Who'd like to deal with the one in front of them?
I think August is just gonna try to slash out again with the
Great.
ghost blade.
With your
Yeah,
wet
go ahead.
tongue, blood, nose.
That definitely rolls off the tongue. It's much easier to say than ghost blade.
Yes.
That's a 4.
Okay, yeah, you are able to get a really good slash in, and this ghost blade particularly is built to deal with things like this, and so you kind of slash down across it, and it starts to crumble as well, but its face kind of looks up at you, and it does this kind of weird empty like scream because there's no lungs. It's like a skeletal fiery thing, and so it's just like "Gah!"
Fire
And
does
it's
hiss.
just like
Yeah.
like horrible sound, and
It's like a whistle, like a tea
I did
kettle.
not like that at all. Have you ever heard of a death? Have you ever heard a death whistle?
Yes.
Yes.
Those things. That's what I
yeah, they're pretty
imagine.
terrible. And I'll say, yeah, you're just kind of like knocked back a little bit by this, and you're gonna take a brain from that one.
Wow. He's hitting me with all of it.
They're trying anyway. Tara, are you going to do anything to this one as well? As it
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna
lunges
try to
forward?
stab it.
Go for it. Strike, I think.
I rolled 2 6s on my 2 gilded dice.
Dang.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay, that I feel like that has to be something special. Like,
Mr.
something
Never
To
Die.
drive back.
fancy has to happen.
Yep.
Dang.
Do some. It's like you just had your spinach. And you Popeye it
Right.
out. Pop its eye out.
So you take this knife, and as it's like distracted trying to like freak August out, essentially, you swipe low and manage to like. You don't know what's keeping this thing together. It's certainly not like ligaments or tendons or anything like that. It's
Magic.
I mean, yeah.
Definitely not magic.
Please, August.
Some sort of alchemical change has happened to this thing, and it's
Obviously.
yeah.
It's a
But you
mutation.
managed to find kind of a opening like where the knees are, and
Oh,
take it like separate through whatever magic is holding this thing together.
it's
and
chemical
it
nads.
just collapses in a pile of bones.
Nards is
essentially.
the
It's
appropriate
nards.
scientific term.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Lord.
The alchemic gaseous nards.
So this one, Yeah,
You're
I
welcome.
have to with 2 6s. I have to let you kill it. It's down.
Nice.
Legally required.
How many are
Legally
still
required.
alive or
Just-
around?
There's still one in front of Edgar and one.
Yeah, one of them's still holding my arm,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. I'm gonna.
Something is
Okay.
happening to it, but
Okay.
it's still holding.
Well, I'm gonna try to like swing round, like try to get it to like let go of my arm by swinging it towards the one that ran past me, down the
Okay.
steps into the room.
Kill an enemy with
Yeah.
an enemy.
Ooh, I feel like that would be a control almost.
I have no more drive. So
Can I offer one of my drives in order to do this by turning around, like coming to the doorway?
Oh. Yeah,
Class
yes.
B!
Okay. I'm gonna... What's that mean? I'm gonna try it anyway. That will give me.
It's an
extra-
OSHA. It's an OSHA requirement of fire
Definitely doesn't-
extinguishers. You don't.
There's definitely no OSHA in this world.
Now it is. Okay, I
There
said it.
There is that is a 1 and a 6.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
I think we discovered last time there's definitely not an OSHA because
Yeah, there's not.
so many dangerous things.
Yeah.
Sucking bleed out of artifacts into a form.
yeah, so I would just like swing it round so fast to try to get it to like release my arm and hopefully
Yeah.
tumble into the room.
It kind of like you manage to swing it in such a way that it like bashes up against this kind of like half wall that goes down by the stairs, and it fully lets go, falls down. You've already taken the damage from it, so now it's just like tumbling down the stairs. It lands on top of the other one that is being actively smothered by a big yellow trench coat type thing.
And I wrap
and
that
it's
one up
starting
like a
to
present,
move.
just like I wrap all 4 of my ridiculously long, spindly spider limbs around it, and I'm like it's like rolling around on the floor, and I'm like,
So you're still down there with
Stop,
these.
drop,
just to
and
be
roll.
clear.
I'm containing them
you're still holding them, right?
within the raincoat. Yes.
Okay. I will have
Trying to smother them.
you make another control roll.
Okay. I'm sure this won't go poorly. Oh, I have a dice in that. A dice. What happens if you don't have a dice, any dice in it?
You roll 2 and take the lower.
Ah.
It's like disadvantage.
That's not a good
What'd you
face. A 1.
What'd you get?
I rolled a 1.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh no.
Oh. So you've got 2 of these.
And I'm
Wrapped
okay. I'm cackling.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Start
Oh
cackling.
no.
Starting to get into a cackling fit. You're like trying to wrap these things up, but now there's 2 of them, and they're just as big and spindly as you are, and their like glowing arms are reaching out and kind of grabbing behind you.
Mm.
And I'm going to say you take a body and 2 bleed.
Does this count as a
Even with the racial
phenomenon?
trait?
Yeah.
Because there's 2 of them. Okay, then.
Yeah.
A body and 2 bleed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Does it count as a phenomenon?
I mean, these things do count as a phenomenon, yes.
Okay.
Okay, can I use my
you
my
say.
ability then?
Sure.
I have this thing called
What do-
behind me. I can spend 1 nerve to choose an ally in the same area as me, and then take that mark instead.
Okay. So would you have moved down that direction to try and help them out?
Yeah, so like as I like stab through the one and I see that other one like fall in the pit with them, Tara just kind of like rolls her eyes and like jumps down in there.
Snorlax is it. Boosh. Dog pile.
Okay. So you said you would be taking 1 instead of
I'm
is that
if-
how it works?
right now I'm at
Yes.
2 body and 3 bleed.
Yeah, so I would take one of
Yeah.
those.
Okay.
Which
one
one?
are you gonna take?
1 bleed.
A bleed.
Okay.
Okay. Do you land on
Um,
top of me?
Tara, I'm gonna have you roll strike, I think. Because you're basically like jumping on top of them all.
And then remind me what the illumination.
Push them
keys
into the
do?
goal.
The illumination keys are part of how you like track character like leveling and stuff like that. It's basically like these are the things that you are good at, and if you successfully do one of them, you get points.
Okay.
At least I think that's what I understand them to be.
I rolled a 5 on one of my gilded dice.
Great. Okay. So yeah, you manage to jump down, you take that mark for Terry, and you're both kind of there on top of these things. They're trying to get out and get after you. At this point, I think it's gonna be their turn.
Are they at any disadvantage because they're being smothered?
And prone.
I'll say yes.
Technically.
Yeah. They are under the prone condition.
Well, it's not D&D.
I know.
It is now.
It is.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so I'll say you can each make whatever. I'll say this. You can choose whatever kind of roll you want to make to try and subdue them, as long as you can explain your reasoning. And explain it well.
Sway.
Okay. How?
Command.
Oh.
And I'll
okay.
even like try and argue that the racial trait bleeds into this.
What command are you giving them?
Ceasefire.
Okay. Interesting.
You see what I did there?
I'll let you try it. If you don't get a full success on this roll, though, there will be consequences.
Okay.
It's a high stakes situation.
I'll give you an extra die.
Okay, so I get to roll 3 regular die and one gilded die on Sway.
Okay.
So that is 5 on the gilded die, 2 5s on the regular die, and a 1 on a regular die.
Okay.
Ceasefire!
Tara, what about you? What roll would you like to make?
Because I landed on them, I would try to like grab Terry's coat and continue what Terry was doing and like try to crush them.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that would be like a strike.
It's like
Yeah,
two
I think
kids
so.
tying up their little bag to put on the end of a stick and run away from home.
I got a 6 on my gilded die.
Great.
You're getting all your drives
Okay.
back. Jesus.
I know, right?
Right? Like
Wow.
spending just to get them back. Okay, so
This bone die is doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
I like
Um,
bones.
I'm gonna say because Terry got a mixed success.
A 5 is a mixed success and not like.
Yep. Yep. And Terry and Tara. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
Not confusing
amazing
at all.
that it's actually kind of amazing that up until now that hasn't been more of a confusion for me. Anyway, so Tara, you're able to like fully start to smother them out. You can like see steam coming off. But as you are like Terry, you're helping with this. I'm gonna say you do get that third bleed. Because like as you're like trying to help control the situation, they're like hissing and spitting and little embers are like flying up and
Uncontrollable cackling and maniacal laughter.
nice.
My clothes are starting to light on fire.
Starting.
And at that point, you have all 3 of them down. What would you like to do now?
Immediately start checking Terry.
I am. If you were to describe it in a modern way, it looks like it's like very Miles Morales glitching in the second Spider-Man movie. Like Terry looks like Terry is starting to be there but not there.
Definitely
going
not
on?
magic.
I've read about this, and it is certainly magic.
That candy.
Yeah, I tossed like 3 Werthers to
I'm starting to
Tara.
disappear.
And I just
It's
like
all Terry, it's all over. There's calm.
Werthers.
You said
and I just
3?
like have
3.
Terry's face.
Did
in
you
my
take
hands.
did you
Yeah.
take the wrappers off?
Yes, of course I did.
Purse
Just
were
shoving it
there.
around.
You're a
Professional
choking hazard
mom
to
just, like,
yourself.
unwrapped
Yes.
all 3.
She took the wrappers off first.
Yeah, unwraps
Yeah,
all
you
3
just
at the
hold
exact same
the
time.
3 and then like pull
Mhm.
all 3 and they all pop out.
Who is still out in the main room?
August, Ed,
Probably
and
August.
I.
Yeah.
Main room being the circular
Like the big
one. Or
circular room. Yeah, the
I
circular.
think I'm probably in the doorway at the top of the steps.
Okay.
Still.
I'm sitting there. She's got my head in my face in her hands, and there's like one little like coil of hair that's like sticking up, and it's just got like a little flame on it, and everything else is put out, and everything is just like sizzling, and Tara's just like sucking on the Werther.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have
Looks completely solid now.
August and Joe roll a survey.
What do I do if I have nothing in it?
Roll 2 and take the lower.
Okay.
Five.
The 1.
A 1. Oh, no. You are August. You are so distracted by like all the stuff that's happening down in this like kind of burial chamber. But Joe, you had gone out by this like pool of like molten gold. It still seems to be hot, even though it's been like 2,000 years, basically, that it was built. And as you're out there and you're kind of like looking around while everyone else is tending to Terry and everything, the pool of molten gold's starting to like bubble a little bit.
I think we need to leave. Right now. Right now.
I just like throw Terry over my shoulder.
Where to? Where?
Back out the hole. This molten pool is bubbling and I'm gonna like swipe my crowbar through it real quick just to plate it.
Okay.
Because I'm
Okay.
busy.
Interesting.
And then we can leave.
Would you make a strike roll for me?
Ooh, no.
I'll give you one of mine.
You'll give me the names.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you a drive.
I got 2 6s.
Okay.
And a 1.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, you swipe through. Your crowbar is now gold plated. Bubbling seems to like chill because you've disturbed the
Let's go.
stuff.
Y'all are running,
Well,
and Terry's just like slung over Tara's shoulder, and being bounced as running, and Terry's just like limp, like limbs just flapping everywhere, completely limp, and you can very slightly hear him bouncily singing, "Rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing be dismayed."
Oh Lord.
Sure.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down.
Just singing songs.
That are total
Reluctantly
nonsense
retreat
to all of us.
up the stairs.
What'd you say?
Reluctantly retreat up the steps to the outside the room, just looking around the room to just trying to figure if there's any obvious, if there's any other exits that we missed.
Okay.
There is wind coming out from somewhere.
Yeah. I think like as you're kind of like looking around trying to figure out where wind was coming from and where like what could have been the source of all this. You do see that, like, so you're going back towards the way you came in, which means you're going back towards the hot springs, and you're kind of like looking back also, and you see like steam is starting to come off some of these pools, and also you see the giant truck that just drove by. You see, sorry, it was really loud. It was like diesel engine, very loud. Anyway,
Choo-choo.
so you're kind of looking around and you see like steam is starting to come out of the pools, and you're like, okay, it could have been that, but it's like weird steam. That's interesting. And then you kind of like look back into the like big necropolis area, and you see what Joe had said was happening, that this like molten gold pool is bubbling. There's steam coming off of that, and you see like a large kind of molten arm reach out, and
That's
then
not a problem.
Okay, we're going.
another one reach out,
What did I just
and
say?
a head starts pulling itself up out of that.
We can't battle the
pool
molten gold
necropolis.
kaiju.
Why not?
We are not prepared for this.
You
I
should.
feel like August had been distracted because they had a book like right in their face and didn't see anything, even though they were trying to look around at the same time. And then like as Joe was, saying, "Hey, we gotta go," they just start casually walking, and then realize
Scarf.
what's behind them. Yeah,
August,
realizing
move,
what's
move,
behind them,
move.
they're like, "Oh shit."
I'm gonna say, actually, August, I want you to roll something.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Maybe a sense or a focus on this thing as you're like watching it pull itself up out of this pool, and like gold is starting to run down it in rivulets, and
She's a gold digger. She's a gold. She's dangerous.
I guess I'm gonna
super bad.
I'm gonna do sense because they're the same for me,
Okay.
but I like the wording of it better.
okay.
It's Angelina Jolie
I'm gonna
and Beowulf.
okay. If I spend a drive, I just re-roll a regular dice, right?
You can spend a resistance to reroll a regular die.
yeah.
Or you can use drive. You can spend drives to add more dice to your pool, but only up to 6 max.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna spend a drive to add one.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 5.
Okay. You are like looking back at this thing. It doesn't seem like a creature that you've seen in any of your studies or your books or anything. Like, you knew what the chemigas were, and you've seen them before. They're like normal humanoid size. They're people who were affected alchemically very negatively from Old Fair and everything. This thing, it looks it's much larger for starters. It's like, as it's like coming out, it's like maybe 15-20 feet tall, and as gold is like running down it back towards this pool, you see another kind of like metallic underneath, but it like looks like it's cooled. There's still like fiery pits in its eyes, and you kind of like, looks like it's trying to take kind of like a humanoid shape like you, but it's like the limbs are very elongated, and it looks very like drippy almost, and it's got a silvery cast to it that looks very familiar. You feel like you've seen
I knew it.
a
It's a
shower
Terminator.
head
I
that
called
looks like
this over break. I
this.
called it.
A
It's
couple of
Terminator,
guns
obviously.
that look like this, and as it like steps out, it like, its very long arms kind of touch the ground, and it like looks up at all of you as you're running out, and you see a couple more chemigas emerge from the ground around the pool,
Bastard.
and you're running out. You're running.
Terry definitely saw all that hanging down the back of Tara's ass.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He sees the molten person, the molten creature, just like, "Mummy." Are you my mummy?
Running away. We need to figure out how to close this.
As we get
Structure.
out to the necropolis area, I'm going to start looking at the archways, the doorways, to see if there's any kind of looks like there's any weak spots in the brickwork where the water damage has made them
There-
easier to...
Oh
Yeah.
god, we're gonna blow up another building.
I'll say you
one's
can.
underground.
You can
Terry
make-
is technically a siege weapon.
I don't think it counts as blowing up if it's underground. I think that's just imploding.
Just the
There you go.
sinkhole that they can just like build a little deck over the sinkhole. It's fine.
Yeah.
A whole new city on top of this.
Yeah.
Edgar, make a survey roll to
Okay.
spot imperfections.
That's
It's not
gilded, but
that high of stakes, but it's
High enough.
that's... Oh, I was spending sorry, and I didn't say I was spending a drive first.
okay. You can't.
I've got a... Oh, go on then. Let's add another... Nope, that didn't help. I've got a 4.
Okay.
Tara, I
okay.
get motion sick.
So you manage to, as you're looking around, you can see where there would be spots that you could kind of collapse this so that they would not get out of the necropolis area.
Mhm.
You assume that it might not be good for the town above, but and you don't know what would happen to those of you in this area.
Pretty
But-
sure it won't be good either way.
It probably won't be good either way. But you could definitely make some strategic moves towards closing the way out behind.
I mean, when have we ever cared about the town?
Really haven't.
Speak for yourself.
Joe, Tara, if get out of the necropolis, and if we can prise this brick out, it might bring the archway down.
Well, come
Tara
on
just
then.
walks by it, just like, bet.
Wait until we're outside.
Yeah. So you start running out. These things are moving. The one in the center, it seems to be staying in the center. The really tall one, and the chemigas, they're very fast, but they seem to be walking towards you with a relaxed kind of
They're Terminator walking
this
towards
point.
us.
a little bit, yeah.
I mean, I already called it
bet
that the
I
big
see.
one is the Terminator, so
So you might have a moment to try to make this collapse happen.
Everybody get out.
Like, it's this one.
You-
This one.
Do you put Terry down?
Yeah.
Terry melts. Just like becomes a pool of limbs.
Get Terry out of here.
Grab,
August definitely
grab Terry
trips
with
over him.
Terry's arm and try to drag Terry clear of the necropolis area.
August definitely trips over Terry before he gets helped up.
Ow! You both have beautiful eyes.
I can't even see my eyes right now.
That's
Once
not what I
everybody's
was expecting
clear.
you
Can
to
somebody
say,
see?
and I
Can a
fully
person see their eyes?
almost did a
August.
spit take. All right. Who is staying to try to take down the archway? Okay.
Oh, are you
I
doing
will.
architectural stuff?
You guys are like just
I would-
dragging.
I would try to break the brick that Edgar indicated.
Okay.
Knight
That'd probably be
to
a strike.
E5.
Yeah.
And then, Joe, what would you like to do?
Knight to E5.
I'm going to try and distract them.
Oh,
Damn it, Joe.
okay.
Boobs.
um.
So just
So
kind of go.
nice, but no.
Mr. Crowbar!
You want to buy a
Yes.
sundial?
I'm.
A knife!
So they're like sauntering as opposed to running.
Mhm.
Where are the shadow hounds right now?
You don't see them anywhere. They were
Oh,
patrolling this
no.
room. They don't seem to be in there anymore.
Well,
Uh.
oh no, the puppies.
Oh boy.
Okay, that it's fine. Everything's fine. I'm going to.
God damn it, Rick.
God damn it, Rick.
Blame Cedar.
Fuck. That changes what I was gonna do. Hang on.
You could try to call to them if you want.
Yeah,
Best
yeah.
line of that whole movie.
I'll try to call for them and
Reginald!
put them to work.
Tammy!
That's what I'm gonna
Okay.
try.
Geralt!
So
Go for it.
sway.
Yeah.
August
Yeah.
the 2nd!
I'm gonna use my last
Edgar
drive.
2.
I have no more
So
drive
that's
left.
that's a sway. And how do we do on the
Easy one,
strike?
mine.
Tara?
Am I helping at all with my incessant babbling of the names that I have called these shadow hounds?
I would let you add a drive if you have one in cunning left.
A drive? Oh yeah, I mean like
Yeah.
I have 3 in all these guys, but I think
Okay.
I haven't used any cunning drive. I'll throw a drive in there. Why not?
Okay, I got a 6.
Yeah. Okay. And how do we do on the strike roll?
Got a 6 on my gilded die.
My God.
Like, oh,
Wow.
What's this?
What is this?
We never
supposed to
roll
roll
this
bad
well during our
sometimes.
Is it the
frequent
bone die?
campaigns.
I got a 6 and a 5.
It's my bone die that's like,
Jeez. Okay.
If we rolled with real dice,
Okay.
sorry, Fantasy Grounds, not sorry. You're not here right now though, so.
All right. So, Joe, where are you standing while you're trying to distract and call these hounds?
so Tara's at this sort of like archway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably like 5 feet from her in the room, like in the
Okay.
necropolis.
Okay.
And I've just like
And-
whistled and come here, puppies, come here.
Sick 'em, basically.
Yeah.
Edgar 2!
Okay.
August 2!
You know, invaders making, point that these creatures are
Yeah.
not supposed to be
Interlopers.
here.
Not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
back,
whistle,
Joe.
and you see them kind of like emerge out of the ground. They were hiding or something, and they start to like stalk towards the chemigas.
All right, Tara. And I kind of like
And-
slip past them.
Okay, and then Tara, you see
Joe.
exactly what Edgar pointed out to you. You hit it.
Candy.
Yeah.
And you see it start to like come loose. Things are starting to crumble. What are you doing?
Running.
Right behind Joe then, as soon as it starts coming
Okay.
down.
I
As soon as I'm
kick
sure
it.
that it's coming down.
The two of you that are closest especially need to make a move roll for me. And
Drive, I'll give you one, 'cause I have lots of it in
the
that.
rest of you well, actually, I want all of you to make move rolls except maybe Terry, who's still, I assume.
I'm starting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Edgar is dragging Terry.
I'm trying to drink.
And Terry's just starting to laugh
Okay.
again.
Double sixes.
I'm struggling with Terry here. That's a 2.
I will
Move, Terry!
forgo my critical to basically like
To
help
help?
Edgar get Terry going.
All right.
What
I
do I
gotta
have
walk.
to spend, M,
To
to take Edgar with me?
Oh shit. Oh shit.
He's the only one touching me
Okay.
right now.
Well, no, I touched you.
Here's-
Oh well, yeah. What do I have
Well,
to do?
I mean,
to...
if you want to do
Who's-
this
who's
instead,
dragging
you
me?
won't.
Who's
Burn.
dragging me?
You're-
Whose hands are on me right now?
I believe just Edgar.
But I'll burn my critical success to help get Terry up the stairs. So if that occurs
If
after,
you, yeah, so if you're touching me, yeah, sure, why not? Proximity based. What do I gotta do?
All right.
Based off of that critical success.
I will say, because you're at 3 bleed right now, right?
3 bleed, and I'm at 2 body.
I will let you. If you take.
I don't even know
one-
what happens if you have a 3 bleed.
Oh, I'll tell you. So you'd have to take a scar.
Yep, that makes sense. Oh yeah.
But
So what do I
I
have
would
to
let
take?
you take a bleed mark for every person you try to take with you. You would be unconscious at the end of it, wherever you end up.
You know what? Fuck it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Whoa!
I'll do it. I'll take
Okay.
4 additional bleed mark.
so you take 2 scars.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Oh
Okay.
We're out of there.
Okay.
We are.
There'll be
Holy
one
cow.
bleed for the scar, and then another full
And
set.
then
of
another full set,
bleed.
basically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you would take 1 scar, but you would still be full on bleed the next time we play.
No, I had 3 bleed initially, and this is
Yeah.
and I'm taking
yeah.
4.
So fourth, the 4th one means you take a scar, and it
Mhm.
resets
Oh, okay.
your. It like clears your.
So-
mark.
So
Oh,
you'd
when
be
you-
full bleed again.
So you would be full
Oh,
bleed
just
again.
full bleed.
But one more
So,
bleed and you
if
take
get
another
4.
scar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
If you're okay with that, I'm okay with
I'm
that.
okay with that. I'm not sure where we.
Jesus.
So in this historical society,
Yes.
do they have the Candela equivalent of the turkey leg stand?
It's
That's where I
churros.
want. That's where I want to go.
they're churro
Okay.
turkey legs.
No, it's
They're,
not
like, rolled
churros.
in-
It needs to be
No,
something else.
They would have like a turkey leg stand for sure, and
Like actual turkey leg
mead.
with rice.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Should I describe how it feels, or do you want? You know what? Based off of what I've told you.
Oh
You
my
can
God.
describe how it feels, and I'll describe what actually happened to everybody.
I'm like so stressed now.
It's hot.
Okay.
It feels like your body falls asleep starting from the tips of your toes. It smells very it's very smoky. It's a like a breath, like the smoke pillar coming off the campfire has switched directions and blown right into your face. And just immediately, it's very quick, but it feels like forever. And then you're just there, you're disoriented.
Are we on fire?
Okay.
Or smoking?
No.
Okay.
Terry's
Is
just like
Terry on fire or
Terry's
smoking?
Swimming a little bit.
like we shut you all like open your eyes, you like no, it's like you blink real hard to clear
Yeah.
it's like when you're trying to put a contact lens in and it's not there right, and you open your eyes, and we're all sitting at the bar at the turkey leg stand, and Terry is just gnawing on a leg with a big old
If
bowl
that's
of
not
rice.
magic, then how the hell do you explain that?
Unconsciously gnawing on.
Right.
Yes.
Basically, so what happens?
Like
so-
his head is laying down in the rice, and he's just like,
in the rice. Okay, so basically, so here's what happened. I'm gonna kind of describe the sequence of things.
yes, please.
You are trying, like, Edgar and August are like trying to get Terry out of here, but Terry is senseless, basically just babbling and cackling and singing,
It's hot in
and
here.
So, Terry,
and the archway starts to fall.
My raincoat.
And Joe and Tara come like sprinting up behind you, and it's all kind of in like slow
oh, that's
motion.
bad.
Joe reaches down to try and help grab Terry. And as you're like reaching down, all of the sudden, with kind of like an unnatural movement, Terry is on their feet. They've kind of, in a swooping motion, have grabbed like the front of August and Edgar's coats. They're like reaching behind them to grab the two of you behind them, and see like they start to glow like a forge themselves, and as they do, you all like feel that like hot burning, like pins and needles feeling, and then you are just outside the fairgrounds. Terry is laying on the ground, completely unconscious, with like smoke and steam coming off of them. And the rest of you are standing there, and there's a turkey stand right across from you.
Definitely not magic.
I'm just picturing, or I guess like hearing in my head, the Godzilla like power up sound right before it uses the atomic breath whenever Terry's about to teleport everybody.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know what that sounds like. You said Godzilla power up.
Mm-hmm. Like right before it uses the atomic breath.
Also, I'll say, as you're kind of standing there, maybe trying to wake Terry up, you hear behind you
Trombones.
yes,
That sound.
trombone music. The part of the like wood at the back of the fairgrounds and some of the buildings in the village area, they'll start to like collapse in. And there's like a massive sinkhole and a couple like old fair buildings that had been preserved fall over, and that area seems to be closed. But it's been raining a lot, and you don't see anyone in this part of the district because they've been staying away from that weird fog, and so you assume maybe no one knows.
Just like scoop Terry up.
All right.
Just really quietly, August is like I
Is he
said,
alive?
implosion. We didn't blow it up. It was an implosion.
She get back to the lighthouse now.
5 turkey legs, please.
They it takes a few minutes, but they
What are the rest of
managed to
you
make
going to
some.
eat?
6 turkey legs, please.
Yeah, and I think we'll end this story there, except to say, Terry, on your character sheet, so you get to decide how your scar manifests, like how it looks physically. It is a bleed scar, so some sort of magical something has happened to you. And because that thing has happened to you, all the places where you see you have bold points, I would like to take one of those points from something and move it to another ability based on how you think this scar has changed you.
Okay. Right now?
It doesn't have to be right now. We can talk about it later, but
I think actually that makes sense. I think taking a point, I don't know where from, but putting it into hide.
Oh.
Yeah.
Probably from if I can't decide between control or focus. Would be where he would have lost it, where it makes sense he would have lost it.
Yeah.
Probably control.
Okay.
There was no finesse or control there.
How physically will it have changed you that makes you better at sneaking, distracting,
Escaping. Yeah. I like. How much room do I have here?
anything?
Just totally Danny Phantom, just going ghost.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, please.
Because we were all touching you when this happened, you have our handprints on you
Yes.
Oh.
and can somehow tap into them. I mean, Lightkeeper discretion to take on our appearance
Disguise myself, hide in plain
Cute.
sight.
as us.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you could
That's
conceivably be
That's
Edgar
cool.
or August.
Yeah.
Or...
What I want to know then, one by one, where is your handprint, Joe?
So I was coming up behind you. It's probably like middle of your lower back.
Sarah?
Probably upper arm.
Which one?
Left.
August.
Right on your face because they were just trying to push you off.
I like that. I do
Not
like
understanding.
That. Which side of the face? Like there or like
You're
You
right.
are my Urukai.
like that
like,
like
just
that.
Right there, yeah. Right there.
I like that. I do like that. I really do like that. And Edgar.
upper right arm, the other side to Tara.
I love that image, August.
Like, no, don't touch me.
Not
You
again.
said
All
upper
right.
right arm.
Hi, Windsor.
Yeah.
Nice to
That's
meet you.
great, Effie.
And now with Terry permanently changed,
Could
permanently scarred.
I use that? If I look like them, they can move like me.
Oh
Sure.
no.
Like we can
Could be
teleport?
interesting.
That would be
Or
our
we can
scar,
scuttle.
surely.
Well, I'll say
Yes.
you might all
I'll have limitations, sure. I can only use
lingering
use
taste of
once
churro.
per handprint.
taste
What'd you say,
churro.
Edgar?
A lingering taste for churros.
There you go.
Turkey leg today.
Or-
Turkey leg.
Turkey legs.
Or what if
Turkey
it's
leg
like
and
Well,
rice
there's-
pudding. Turkey leg
Yeah.
and rice pudding. And
Maybe you all just
definitely
have-
Werther's.
Lingering kind of
The
Hungers.
taste of vomit in our mouths.
just a slight,
Oh.
terrible.
Spicy
Maybe
Werther's.
just a slight like
What if I could teleport
maybe you
them
take on you know
in
how
their
sometimes
place?
I was gonna say,
know-
like, what if it's
you know
like
how
the
s-
Echo Knight thing from Bimcar, where like you could switch places with one of us?
Yeah, it's kind of
oh
what I was
yeah,
thinking.
that could be interesting.
But,
Like a swap
and
I
maybe
look
spot.
like
also
them.
like
I send
just
them
you know
somewhere,
how
but I have to take their place.
you know how when you hang out with someone for a really long time and you become really close friends with them, if
And you
they
gather
have a
their
really strong
mannerisms?
personality, yeah, exactly. Maybe
Yeah.
it's something a little bit like that. Like you all just pick up one little thing
Choose.
what that maybe Terry did before that now
Very
you kind of
hungry.
like really enjoy like you just really want churros all
Food.
the time
I want
or
not just churros. I want all kinds
any
of food.
food
Food all the time.
or something like that. A slight affinity for
Things
explosives.
aren't necessarily as hot as everyone else thinks they are.
August
Under-
starts like
Sorry, go
storing food randomly in their pockets.
Yes.
There you go.
We all wax the insides of our pockets to carry
Yep.
food in.
Yeah.
Underneath Joe's perfume, which is more like a bergamot sort of smell, there's this smell of like burning and sulfur just under it.
But not in an acidic kind of way.
No,
like
not
a
in- like a
a
campfire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Terry definitely smells like a campfire.
Yeah.
And fondue right now.
Edgar will
That was
have
a fear fought.
Edgar will have a reduced sensitivity to heat, but
Ooh.
not a resistance. Just a reduced sensitivity.
Yeah.
So I'm just prone to
He'll still
burning
burn
myself
himself.
without noticing.
You just don't
Gonna
notice
pick up,
it.
Yeah.
move something, move the Bunsen.
Yeah,
burner,
yeah, yeah.
Then you look and you're like,
Oops.
Oh,
Amazing.
Damn it.
What about Tara? What about Tara?
Ooh, I don't know what makes sense for her.
Accidentally lights things on fire.
Your limbs are longer.
Could be. Like
Nah, I don't know.
You're going on the punching bag, and then like you do the Carlac light up and fire thing.
Fire punch. Fire
Yeah, maybe,
Terry
like-
punch.
Maybe when
slightly
she
quicker.
Or your
uses
queasy.
strike or whatever like that, it's like
Fire
her
fist.
fists are warm.
Yeah,
Warm fist.
this is great.
Warmly fisted.
That's later.
I feel it's.
All right. Anyone else have anything they want to throw
August
out there
is gonna be
before
it.
we? Yeah. What do you got? What do you got? Snackage. Just August wants snacks all the time. Well, you said to start filling your pockets with food all the time.
Yeah,
Pocket
yeah,
food.
Have snacks
Like
with
it's
you.
the
and
equivalent of
everywhere.
stuffing breadsticks in your purse at Olive Garden.
exactly.
Oh, great. Well, on that tasty
I
note,
think- If I may, Lightkeeper, we just kind of wind
Yes.
it down with a decompress with
Yes, I think that would be a little wordplay
With
there
our
would be nice.
Lightkeeper.
Please.
yes.
Please.
figure out we didn't blow up a building.
I think
Loaded a building.
you may be surprised to find that Milton Hayes is not that he's first of all not that surprised at what went down, even when you tell him like, oh, that monster that everybody else was looking for, we found it. And somehow he seems like not that shocked that you found it. That it ended up where you were.
Got Terry
And
like
he-
tucked into bed.
He also like seems very
On my little
pleased with
couch.
how everything went. You weren't really seen by anyone else to be there. It was raining a lot and things, like an area fell in and
Sinkholes.
Yep. And he seems very, very pleased with how things turned out. He'll let you recoup for a couple of days before sending you out on the next big mission to follow up with whatever this thing has become, whatever it's trying to accomplish. A little bit more research, little time. Maybe he can send you after.
Why is it spicy?
Can I try to read him?
I was gonna see, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Milton's
Go for
trying
it.
to, I feel like Milton's
Read
trying to kill
rolls.
us.
Nope.
When Terry wakes up, August just immediately puts a breadstick in his mouth.
Mm.
Followed
Just,
by
like,
a
slowly
Warfurst.
disappears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, we'll kind of with you folks settling into kind
Garlic
of recuperate,
parmesan.
we will end our session there.
Yay. Thank you,
Yay.
Emily.
Yay!
Stay tuned
So, but
for
like, but
part
for real,
three.
when's the third leg of our adventure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
don't know, when
next
are you
next
free?
week, right?
I mean,
no.
actually,
No.
actually,
Free
yeah.
next
I mean, I'm
week.
down.
I
Well,
got
how
Bankar
about
next
January?
week.
How about January?
I could maybe do January.
Yes, you can.
Early
You
mid
got this.
January.
Especially-
Meet back here in a month.
Especially if I get a new job, then I could definitely do January. Otherwise, maybe February.
Edgar, would you prefer another afternoon of EST so it doesn't have to be like balls o'clock?
If that's okay,
UK
that would be
time?
great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course.
That sounds good
Otherwise,
to
if
me.
you-
I mean,
How
Yeah, yeah.
conveniently, several of us have birthdays in February, so
That's
Hey.
true.
Bam.
I don't want to wait that long.
I don't either. That can be
How
that
about-
can be session 4.
We'll figure it
Yeah.
out. We'll figure
How
it out.
about
Or
okay?
five.
How about
You better
January
be prepared for an
13th?
all-day session.
Actually, yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm actually going on. We'll have a vacation because I'll be technically laid off from work for a little bit, so I can do weekends. So like
We'll figure
January,
it out. We'll figure it out.
January
We'll figure
6th
it
or
out.
the 13th, I'm putting a bid in.
We'll okay. Well, that's all for this particular section.
That's all, folks.
Don't forget to donate to Extra Life. That's what all this is for. And we'll see you next time.
After you met your goal, by the way.
I did.
Yeah.
Doesn't look
Uh,
like
yeah,
it.
Exactly your goal. No, the 500 goal on the teams. On the teams.
Oh, thank you. You know what that means? It means I get another medal, like this one.
Uh-huh. I figured. I was like, oh shit.
Thank
All right,
you.
folks. Take
All
us
right.
out.
We will see you soon. Stick around for the raid. We're gonna go check out Stronghold D&D. Tim is an amazing person, so give him a follow if you haven't already. And we will see you tomorrow, hopefully, for Missile Foes. Oops, all Gerblins.
Oh, that's tomorrow.
Yes.
There we go.
Bye.
Going back to